What's my name? What's my name? Oh, the sauna, jacuzzi, in the back row with my boobies. You can suck my dick and boo me. You can be...
All right.
Luda.
I really like the way that terminated in
Big pimpin' spreading the cheese.
Yeah. Big pimp. I love cheese. Like that spreadable cheese that you can put on.
Big pimpin' with
Spreaded cheese.
Big pimpin' with VLAD. That's Dracula. Big pimpin' up at NYC.
Is this the episode it's going to be?
Big pimpin' with salami.
Man, I love cheese. I love that spreadable cheese, man.
I am the cheese.
I'm
the best character on the show.
Wacky Deli.
Wacky deli, yeah.
Wacky Deli, yeah. Only some people know what that is. Not everybody knows what that is.
Most kids who grew up in the 90s
Yeah, I
know
think
what that
most
is.
people know what Wacky Deli is.
I learned today that there's a generation that is like just before millennials, and I think they call them like Xennials or something stupid.
What?
And it's like it's a
Are you thinking of Zoomers?
no, this is the generation between essentially like Gen X and millennials, where like they had what they described them as having an analog childhood and a digital adulthood.
Oh, that's my generation.
That's us.
Yeah.
Well, sort of, but they put the cutoff like earlier than that. They say
Fuck the cutoff. The cutoff could suck my dick.
Yeah.
Who's they?
It
Who's
is
in charge
true
of
of us.
labeling these generations?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's at the very least. Well, I know it's us. That's basically
It kind of is.
Yeah.
I mean, their cutoff, I guess, is wrong because I remember the personal computer entering everyone's home.
Yeah.
That happened
Yeah.
in my lifetime.
Right.
Yeah. Power Mac clone.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a gateway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that?
I had an NEC desktop computer with Windows 95 on it. And it was all right.
Yeah. I remember my dad was like, we got our first computer for Christmas. And it was set up in the living room, and I was like really young, and the first Roller Coaster Tycoon was out.
Hell yeah.
And I was building roller coaster designs in the living room, and I just remember how happy my dad was that we had a computer.
Yeah.
And I was like showing him like I was building the Raptor from Cedar Point.
Yeah.
On Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I was showing him, and he's like, I remember it was like this real proud. He's like put his hands on my shoulder. He's like, "Good job, son."
Yeah.
Like he was just so happy to have the computer there. That
Yeah, like he's watching you figure out
Yeah.
something that is like that probably impressed the hell out of him.
right.
Because you're like a little kid and he's still trying to figure out computers and you're like already in it.
Yeah, he was just like super excited that we had something there.
Yeah.
Man, this episode has gotten off on just like boom.
Yeah,
like we
right.
just hit 8 different topics.
Why don't
all
we
at
like
once.
do a hard reverse here and come back around to the beginning of the show? Hello, welcome back to the Three Dude Show.
Yay! How you guys doing?
Yeah. Why do we ask that question?
You know. Doing
I
I.
was watching a guy on YouTube, and his video started with, "Hey guys, it's great to see all your faces here," and I was like, "You know what? Fuck you."
Yeah, shut up, dickbag.
Like, I don't like that. I know that you're doing that as a thing. Like, it just annoys me.
Hey guys, and welcome to my tutorial on how to paint your door. Now I know it's been a while since my last video. I've had a lot going on in my life, what with the alimony payments, my kids leaving me, my dog getting run over by the Wienermobile.
And my crippling addiction to opioids.
So here's all of those events in detail.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't need all this. Just like, show me how to
Right.
paint the door.
You know what infuriates me to no end? Actually, can I just have this be my why we're fucked? And
Yeah,
then
why don't
we'll-
we just start? Fuck it.
Okay, so here's why we're fucked.
Yeah.
If you look at any recipe online, they fill you up with 90
yeah.
pages of bullshit before the actual honest to God recipe.
And it's always of a very similar variety.
Yeah.
It's like Frontier Mom and her kids.
Right.
Nothing beats a homemade cornbread recipe.
Yeah.
You know, back in the reign of King Harold Hardrada.
Right, exactly. You know,
It's like an inane bullshit about people's family.
back in the 80s when I wasn't busy masturbating to Miami Vice, I enjoyed myself a good casada cake.
You know, my son wet the bed until he was 16 years old.
And
Here's
my
the
husband
detail
used
of
to
all this.
whip him with a belt and tell him to stop and just hold him. And when he would come to me crying, I would always serve him a nice bowl of hot cereal.
It didn't heal the welts, but it healed his heart.
And now that he's away in a state mental facility,
Time,
We're safe from him and the things he's done.
time and ointment heal all wounds, but for everything else, there's my green bean casserole.
It's ridiculous. They lead you up with like 15 pages of just utter bullshit.
I know. Well, you know what the real thing is, so that you have to scroll past 5 ads.
Exactly.
That's what
it is, right?
Because Google knows now. It's figured out if you're willing to read a long time, you're probably really interested. That's a case where that's not true.
I'm not. Just show me the ingredients. Let me get to fucking work.
Right, but usually if you stick around for a long time and actually go all the way to the bottom of the page, you're like a really engaged user, and I love that.
Right. The thing is, like, for people like me, it's really frustrating because I don't read the actual recipe and follow the recipe.
No.
I read 5 recipes of the same thing.
Yeah.
I figure out what the core ingredients are, and then I just make it.
Because what you're doing is you're figuring out what must be in there.
What must be in there.
And what you can play around with.
Correct.
And then
and then you just do it, right? Okay,
Right.
so that's how I've always cooked.
I did the same thing for mashed potatoes literally yesterday.
Right, exactly.
I'm here to make dinner, not have fucking Tuesdays with Maury.
That's exactly. But like, it's frustrating because every fucking time I want to try something new, I have to sit down and read 5 recipes of Monica's bullshit on,
Yeah, about how her kids just started preschool and they're not liking it.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's her mashed squash recipe.
Here's 4 pages on my husband and mine failing relationship and also a recipe for squash and soup.
When my husband comes home way too drunk after a long day and he starts swinging, I know the only thing that I can get to calm him down is a nice hot plate of potato soup. Right in the face.
Yeah.
The other
You might want
day,
to try it with bacon.
the other day, my hemorrhoids are really acting up, and I thought to myself, I got to treat my gut a little better. That's why this keto casserole.
I like to take this pasta casserole and apply it directly to my asshole.
Anyway, here's the recipe. Oh, no.
Nope, still not.
Still talking. This is a filler. They could put literally anything in there, and I'm not going to read it.
No.
I just want to know what the ingredients are.
It's become a very, very common problem.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, they're all the best photographed foods.
Yes.
So when you're looking for recipes, you see that like big, sexy picture of a steak or something,
Right.
and you go like, "Oh, I'm so in on this. What did they do?" And that's why
Where they get
you
you.
scroll forever, because the photography is such an important part of the hook.
So, like, okay, you take something like Julia Child's cookbook, right? Mastering the Art of French Cooking. That's a kitchen essential. Everybody should have Julia Child's cookbook in somewhere near their pantry. That is a no bullshit cookbook. Yeah. Like, even some of the cookbooks that I really, really like that are newer, like you just bought Christy Kenji Lopez Alt's cookbook.
Yeah, right. It's got a lot of
stuff.
detail.
Salt, fat, acid, heat is another one.
Yep.
Even those, like, there's a lot of shit in there. Like
that book is like 3/4 not recipes.
Right, exactly. But like, if you open up Julia Child's cookbook, it's dense. It's like a dictionary, and every single fucking page is filled with recipes.
Yeah, it's just the keys to the kingdom of food.
And then the stuff that isn't like a recipe is explaining to you how to properly make a roux, or how, you know what I mean. It's like it's advanced culinary knowledge just boiled down into like little neat paragraphs that you can read and find in an index and go to.
You know what you're not going to find in there?
Ads.
An entertaining story about her child's first words and how it made her really reflect on her own childhood.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
My own childhood where my dad would whip me with a cattle prod because he didn't know how cattle prods worked.
He bought it at a yard sale because it looked like a good whipping toy.
Didn't even put the batteries in it. It's just.
I was looking at the Live, Laugh, Love plaque on my wall, and I thought, wow, that's really deep.
I want to do those things.
I want to do those things too. Wow.
I've already got the living part down. That's right on track.
And as soon as this medication wears in, I might be able to laugh again.
Oh my god!
Once I forget my crippling sadness,
Right.
from a deep wound that nothing but this potato soup can heal.
For this childhood forgetting recipe, you need 8 russet potatoes diced finely in such a way that they make you forget the fact that your father left you when you were 4 years old.
Sprinkle with Parmesan to erase all thoughts of you're not living up to your role as a mother.
Prepare 1 shot of vodka. Drink the shot of vodka. Continue.
It's just annoying. It's
Yeah.
a big pain in the ass. You have to sift through all that bullshit, and it is only because they want you to see the advertisements that I don't see anyway.
It fuels the thing. Like,
I want there to be a thing where like any place that makes me watch a video to get through to something can see that I'm turning the volume down on my phone and flipping the camera. This is something I do. So like if I see an ad, like an unskippable video, I'll turn the volume down and I'll turn my phone away from me. And I'm like, you're not fucking getting me.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. Yeah, right.
I just want to see this thing.
Yeah.
I don't need you to. I don't need you to sell
Chrome
me
tabs.
a Toyota right now.
I mute Chrome tabs.
Yeah.
I vindictively say I don't want to hear any more audio from thehill.com ever again.
Right.
Because it starts auto playing on me. I will go
annoying.
out of my way to avoid seeing the ad.
Ad
Right.
blocks, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I have that on, but sometimes they make you turn it
Yeah,
off
which
to
is
actually get to the
really
page.
annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I'm fucked, is because as someone who cooks a lot, as a mother, as someone who cooks a lot, I flip through a lot of different recipes for the same thing and then just make that thing without following a recipe.
Yeah.
So I have to go through 5 recipes worth of bullshit.
Yeah, you don't want a long-winded story about the pain of growing up in Des Moines.
Right. That might be the scariest thing you've said.
Ugh, Des Moines.
Ew.
Spooky. Well, Ben, you got a reason you're fucked? You feeling kind of fucked?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I guess I'm fucked because you know what? Maybe I'm not feeling so fucked.
I could go if you're not sure yet.
Yeah, I don't honestly like it's honestly I just if I can't think of anything right away,
Yeah.
then honestly I don't really consider myself that fucked.
That's good. That's a healthy attitude.
Things are going okay. I guess the one and only thing I could pick to gripe about is the weather and how I know I'm fucked because my only pair of jeans that fit me comfortably fucking ripped in the crotch when I was
Oh,
getting up from
shit.
my sectional.
Big move, dude.
Fucking not even in the crotch, like
Down the leg, like?
yeah, like the front.
Yeah.
Like between the zipper
Yeah.
and where the head of my dick is, just like split wide open.
Yep. Welcome to the thick thigh club.
Oh, yeah, because that just gets ground down
Yep.
over time.
Yeah, and they fit so loosely too. They were so comfortable,
Yeah.
and I fucking ripped them the other night. So now I'm in this pair of jeans that is they work, but they're tight as fuck.
Yeah, the crotch huggers. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Ugh, so
I'm-
that's why I'm fucked.
I have a critical shortage of pants as well. It might be fat guy problems. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's fat guy problems
it's
for sure.
It's the thick thigh thing, dude. You can't.
Have you ever done where you had to tie something around your waist because your entire leg is like ripped out, like all of your underwear down to your like knee is visible?
I remember one time it happened to me at work. We were lifting a very heavy pallet of something, and it was me and I think Devin when I was still working with Devin, and then our boss Lisa, who is like literally 5'2" and weighs maybe 85 pounds.
Okay.
We bent down to all pick this pallet up, and I lifted up and I ripped my pants from my wiener down to my knee. Like,
My wiener.
no.
straight down, and like we're holding this really heavy pallet, and she saw it and heard it. And I went, "Oh fuck!" And Lisa started laughing so hard that she started dropping her pallet, her side of the pallet, and we had to like set it down. And she's like, just still laughing. She's like, "It's okay, don't punch out. Just go home and change." It's like, God damn it!
That's so funny.
So it's like I had to like take the walk of shame, and then the
Yep.
drive of shame, and then the pants change of shame.
I've had where like that thing where you've just gotten into your car, your pants are ripped, and you're so relieved that now your only problem is getting into your home.
Yeah, without anyone saying.
But like
yeah.
the drivers going past you won't see that
Yeah.
you're that
Right.
fat.
Yep. Oh god, it's imagine that, but like if you shit yourself.
Imagine that you rip the pants, then you shit yourself, and then
God.
it falls out,
And then you start remembering when your dad,
beat you with a cattle prod.
Which of course causes you to ejaculate.
right? And then your spaghetti goes everywhere, and you think, "Oh God, I got to look up a recipe for spaghetti." But
Why did you go with beat with a cattle prod?
he doesn't know how cattle prods work.
Why he's just swinging it. Just doesn't know how to use tools
Yeah,
properly.
but he knows that it hurts when you
Yeah,
swing it
right.
really hard.
Just poking with it and beating with it. I don't know what this thing is, but it sure hurts like hell.
I'm gonna keep using it on my kid.
This is a quality investment.
Oh god.
Raising a fine young man.
So,
Yeah, so, all right.
that's why I'm fucked. It's my pants.
Yeah. You gotta get yourself some new pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, boyo.
I do.
Well, I'm fucked because I am having an abnormal number of sleep disturbances that are starting to actually piss off my girlfriend, which I do not like that this is happening.
Like what?
So I mean, so here's the thing. This started, well, I guess it's been kind of going for years. Like, I don't sleep well. I talk in my sleep sometimes.
Me too.
I haven't sleepwalked in a long time. I think probably because now I wear a sleep apnea mask, so I'm literally like I'm tethered to the bed, like I can't go anywhere. So recently, like, sleepy me has been argumentative and weird in my sleep. This started like a couple of weeks ago. The first most recent one, where I fell asleep without putting my sleep apnea mask on, which is of course not good.
Oh yeah.
Right? Right. So I'm making noises and snoring and stuff. And of course,
mood.
like Christy naturally is like trying to get me to put the sleep mask on. And I'm arguing because I don't want to or can't or something like that. I don't remember any of this. What I remember is waking up with her yelling at me. Because what I said was apparently, I already clarified this for you.
You just get really shitty.
Yeah, just like really sassy.
Yeah.
And what's that?
You said I clarified it.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it was fun.
Anyway, so that was the first thing. Just like being like a sassy bastard in my sleep. And then, I'm going to forget the other one. Shit, I'm going to forget the other one. Okay, but basically last night, so this is the most recent one. This is last night. We watched Hereditary. Have you seen Hereditary?
Yes, I have. I recommended it on this show. Actually.
Oh, did you really?
You did.
Yeah, well, we watched it.
I have not seen it.
We've been wanting to watch it a while. I didn't realize it was an A24.
Yeah, dude.
That movie.
It's fucked up, right?
Really upsetting.
Really upsetting. Really good.
Yeah.
How about the camera work for the car scene?
Oh my God.
Impeccable.
The thing is, so much of that movie was completely unpredictable in a way that movies often aren't anymore.
Right, yeah.
You know? I didn't see that happening.
No.
Like in the first third of the movie.
No, right.
There's just things that happen that you're not expecting.
It was right after that point, incidentally, that Trisha and I, when we watched it, we were like, it was last year when Alec and Missy were on their honeymoon, and we were house sitting and like watching the dogs for them.
Yeah.
So like we had to like stop the movie and just we're like, she paused it and she went, "Who?" And I'm like, "Do you want to like get out of the house for a minute and like go do something else?" And then come back to this later.
Yeah, that scene provoked us to be genuinely angry.
Yeah, right.
Which again, like it's the magic of the movies.
Yeah.
That movie is really good at provoking feelings.
Yeah.
But here, one of the things about the movie is that the girl in it, the creepy little girl in it, has this habit of going around going, right?
Yep. Oh God, we were doing that for months.
Well, that's the thing. So I was doing that while we're watching the movie, and she's going, "Stop," you know, because it's scary. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll go, yeah, I won't do that." Like basically, I told her at night when we were in bed, I would not do that because that is a violation.
That's creepy.
That's too much.
Yeah, I know.
Right? Super not cool. So I would not do that when we were in bed, falling asleep. Fall asleep. What do?
Yep.
I'm making I don't remember this. She wakes up and is like yelling at me because correctly, that's a fucking bullshit thing to do.
Yeah, right.
But I don't remember this.
Doing it.
And apparently I was like, "No, that's not the same sound." And then I was like, "Oh, I guess it is. I guess it is kind of the same sound." So yeah, so Sleepy Dave is causing some problems because the thing is, Christy has been incredibly understanding about Sleepy Dave.
Yeah.
Like she has been very, very patient with Sleepy Dave. But this morning, she was kind of like, how do you think I feel? Like, I can't even be mad about this.
Yeah, right.
But like, that sucks, basically.
Yeah.
So the Sleepy Dave is he's gonna run out of rope, and I don't know what to do when
You're
that
gonna
happens.
hang yourself with it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know what to do when that happens. So
It's pretty funny. I kicked Trisha in the stomach when I was asleep. So
Oh my god.
she was like, she came into
tell us that.
She came into the bedroom to like kiss me. She gets up before me and she has to go
Yeah.
to work really early. So she came in to kiss me on the cheek and say, "Have a good day." And I like, because I don't have a sleep apnea mask and I
Right.
should.
Yes.
I went turn the stomach. She's like, Jesus. And I'm like, it was just this moment of like silence where we're both was like, I'm awake now because I got startled awake. And she's standing there holding my foot in her stomach. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Oops.
it's horrible.
Yeah, it is. It's not good.
Stuff that happens in your sleep is like, it is on some level somewhat representative of you, but like it's also like, your dream state.
Yeah, right.
Which is like a weird version of you.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. Sleepy Dave is he's causing problems. He needs to
Sleepy Dave.
he needs to really knock it off. The thing is, I haven't had a lot of sleep disturbances for a while. They come and go. I have them every now and then.
You might want to get your apnea thing
Yeah.
recalibrated.
I'm probably
or
going to have to.
Refuculated. Seriously,
Yeah.
you might have to because it might just not be getting enough oxygen or whatever,
Right. I don't know. I'm going to probably have to eventually do that, but yeah, it's something for next year, I think, probably.
Yeah, it's something for
With a new year for health benefits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I guess that's it. That's why we're fucked.
Sounds good.
That's all right.
Sure does.
So I guess we'll take a break here. Eh?
All right.
This is like that what we do?
No.
Is that what we do here?
No.
No. Why would I do that?
No. Why would I do that?
Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that football cream.
Fancy feast. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll take a break here. We will be back in a minute with more of the show.
Smoking and drinking.
and drinking. Yeah.
No, we won't.
Smoking.
I mean, I'm going to be smoking
Yeah.
and drinking,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to tell you what I'm drinking
Because I don't want you to know.
because I don't want you to
Cruel
know.
son of a bitch.
It's Dewar's White Label.
Awesome. All right. We'll be back in a minute.
Welcome to the Three Dude Podcast. Hey. Yeah.
You can find us at 3dudecast.com.
If you're wondering whether that's spelled with the numeral 3 or the word 3, the answer is yes.
We're so proud of ourselves.
We're so clever. We're such clever boys.
Wow. We've switched hosting to Podbean. You can still find us on iTunes and Google Play. So give us a like.
Yeah, give us a like, give us a listen, give us a review somewhere.
Give us a sandwich.
Give us a high five.
Give us sponsorships.
Please give us a hug.
Give us that money.
Him.
That's it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember what Dr. Teeth.
Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
That was the band Animal was the drummer for.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Animal famously modeled after Keith Moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Accurate.
And Dr. Teeth famously modeled after Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Teeth and the Electric, what is it?
The Electric Mayhem.
The Electric Mayhem. Yeah.
Know your Muppets.
Yeah. Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. We're big rock singers. We got golden fingers.
Old Crow in the Medicine Show.
And we're loved everywhere we go. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
The cover of a Rolling Stone. I definitely played that song on this podcast.
Really?
Before. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway, we're back.
Well,
So
we are. Yeah.
All
It's
right.
one of those weeks.
Yeah, it's we're
One of
now,
those lives.
We're now beginning the descent into. It's now the last kind of boring chunk before the best part of the year happens.
We're the best.
The best part of the year just happened. It was Halloween. It already happened.
No.
Well, I mean, this is the party season where there's Thanksgiving and Christmas stuff and New Year's stuff.
Oh, well, New Year's is really
Yeah,
good.
but we're in
Thanksgiving is really good, too.
We're in the stretch right where God, I cannot wait to eat turkey this year.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm
seriously
so
straight up.
excited to whip up turkey again.
I bought a turkey at Target the other day. It was like a bird like this big. It was a kind of smallish bird for like $8.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
I saw that. And I'm like, fuck yeah! I'm just making a turkey.
The wonders of steroids, man.
Yeah. I want to figure out a way to incorporate as much bacon into that bird as
Oh,
possible.
yeah. They call it a Swanson.
So anyway, It is my episode. God damn it. I bet that's going to sound real good.
That sounds really good on the audio. These springs.
Ooh.
Oops, I moved my microphone.
What kind of Radiohead shit is this?
We're remaking Bone Machine over here, ladies and gentlemen. Just need some pots and pans and we'll be all set.
I'm sure that sounds fucking horrible, but anyway. So, since it's my episode, I want to bring you guys a Would You Rather. It feels like forever since we did Would You Rather.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Clap, clap. Now we're doing a Would You Rather.
Yeah.
I just powered through that one.
But don't wait.
Don't wait.
Because let's do it right now.
Yeah.
Wordy.
So, here we are. Your options. Would you rather...
Yes.
Wow.
Done. All right. Next segment.
Would you rather...
Well.
When you poop, you have to do it into your hand first and then throw it away? Like, you can't help it.
Wait, how do you poop?
Yeah,
More importantly.
so you have to poop into your hand first and then throw it away. You don't have to hold it that long, but you have to hold it and then throw it away.
Okay.
Or you're a potato. You have limbs like a man and a fat potato dick, but you're a potato.
Okay. The end. There's nothing else.
That's it. That's fucking it.
You had this look like there was more that you were going to add to it. You're just like, you got a fat potato dick, but you're a potato.
That's it.
And then you just
That's it.
just let that hang in the air for a little bit.
That's all it is. You just
You're a potato. You got arms. You got legs.
I mean, like you
got a fat potato dick,
I mean,
but you're a potato.
I added that just to kind of sweeten the deal a little bit.
Are you okay? So, question: are you a full size, like a man-sized potato?
You're a man-sized. Okay, so you're
that's horrifying.
So basically, you know how like Mr. Peanut is basically like
Yeah, like
like the peanut is his whole
a humanoid peanut shape.
Yeah.
I almost said a mongoloid peanut.
That's not what we need.
That's not what I meant.
No. Poor Mr. Peanut.
It's Peanut Son.
Try and roll right past that. So you're basically like you have a very large potato midsection with like a bigger than average face on it, and you have arms and legs. Like I feel like I should draw this so it really makes sense.
Please.
So like a Mr. Potato Head, except like more realistic.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, like you're the thing is you are mostly the midsection.
So I have like I still have like my
this is
eyes and okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
I
like,
see.
Like
oh God, my arms are just coming out of my face like
yeah.
that.
Your face is your
Potato
body.
dick is down to my ankles.
Oh yeah, swinging potato dick. I mean, you can
Think of
there's
the
some
money you can make in porn with that potato dick. But you're
brand new fetish.
is your potato dick like delicate like a potato?
No, it's. I mean,
It's
you can lay some pipe with that potato dick.
You know, I always wonder why potatoes are called tubers.
But like again, like for the audience who can't see this, like your midsection is this big round potato, about the size of your midsection, and your face just fills most of it. So
Yeah.
you are kind of like Mr. Potato Head.
I gotta be honest. I'm gonna do potato.
Go with
Oh,
potato.
wow.
I can make a handsome living on Twitch being the potato guy.
That's true.
Who sits there playing video games says I still have my limbs.
That's true.
So okay, my immediate concern is that I take emergency shifts all the time. I take every dump I take is like a
Yeah.
Like a real muddy needs to happen right now.
And, right. And there's not even the guarantee all your shits are gonna be solid.
Yeah,
So what do? You cup your hands
Yeah,
under
you
there.
just do your
like,
best. You're like bailing water out of a ship. You're just doing this over and over again.
people know this is happening, right?
No, that's the thing is this can happen in the privacy of the bathroom.
Okay.
But when you walk out of that stall to go to the sink,
You have to wash your hands.
I mean, you got to kind of find a way to hide that.
I'm thinking like I could get some wet naps and just flush them and
You
like
could, yeah. That could be your ritual. You just have wet naps on you every day. You're just always washing your hands right there, and then you do the show wash for everyone else out
yeah,
the sink.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Shit, literally, this is
But
hard.
the thing is, other than that, no disadvantage. Now, if you go potato, you've got to be a potato. You're gonna be regarded as a sort of a freak.
I think I
Got a
have.
fat potato dick too,
I
so
know.
don't rule that out.
I'm not.
Big swinging potato dick. That's not nothing.
This is a hard one. I think I have to go with bailing my own shit into the toilet.
Okay.
New sentences.
You have a particular reason? Like what about the potato?
I don't want to be a potato. I don't want my arms to come out of my face.
That's true.
I don't.
Plus, like kissing would be weird because
Yeah.
you're like,
Well,
it's
and,
your
like-
whole, your face is huge.
and nobody's gonna want to kiss you.
no one's gonna want to kiss you at all.
Not for unless they're getting paid to do it,
That's true.
which I guess I would have to do. Yeah, I got to go bailing my shit into the toilet. Final answer.
Wow.
Yeah, so
such
split decision here.
split decision.
Might be one of the first split decisions. It doesn't happen very
It
often.
doesn't happen often. But I think I backed you guys into a corner here.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I don't know if I think I'm going potato myself.
Are you? Am I outnumbered here?
I think you might be.
Okay.
I do believe so.
Because the thing is, I'm gonna be like a horrible like thing that no one wants to look at or hang out with, and I'll be like creepy to everyone around me. But I could go somewhere in the world where people will like me. Like I'll go to like Japan and I'll be like a mascot for a town.
Oh, potato san.
Yeah, I'll be Potato San.
Yeah, right.
You know, and people will think I'm great.
Japanese
Get those Japanese
mascot.
bitches on your potato dick.
Japanese TV icon potato san.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like I really don't want to have to cup my shit in my hands.
I mean, I don't either,
every
but like,
day.
I like my normal sized human dick. I don't want to trade a fat potato dick.
The thing is, no one wants the potato dick.
Important question.
not attractive.
How do you poop as a potato?
Well, you got a potato butthole and everything.
Oh, it's like this is like a little eye.
There's like a squiggly between your giant potato mouth and your butthole. Yeah, it's like one of those little eyes on the potato. Yeah,
Is it normal shits or is it like potato shits?
they're normal.
Like I'm just like mashed potatoes or
No, but it's like regular.
Gravy on a bad day.
It's like regular poops. It's normal. Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
imagine getting in the car and trying to drive around and you're just like a whole like torso is your head?
It's all right though, because I can get high, forget about the rest of the day, and make jokes about being a baked potato.
nice.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. That's Would You Rather. Thanks for playing, guys.
You're welcome.
So let's move on here to the main.
As if we have a choice.
Yeah. Thanks for playing this game. I have backed you into. Gosh,
You're getting better at these.
I think so.
You just go with
I'm trying to remember what the last one
no
was.
win scenarios.
I can't remember actually.
One of them was I remember the traffic cone. One of them was like you had a traffic cone deep in your throat or deep in your ass.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have the traffic cone like into your mouth or
8
in your
inches
butt
into your mouth or 8 inches into your ass is what you
all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was another split decision.
Yeah, it was.
Ben
wasn't
wanted
it?
the traffic cone in his mouth, and I wanted it in my ass.
I wonder where I landed on that. I can't remember. Anyway, old Chris, I wanted the traffic cone in my ass. Brady. Let's move on. So here's something we have never talked about, I think, on this show. Maybe we have.
My pubic hair.
My voluminous pubic hair. No,
No, we have not.
so we're getting older, right? We've talked about that before in the past.
Yeah.
It's
You talking about mixing it up in the bedroom? Because I'm about that topic.
no, that's not what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Me neither.
No. I certainly haven't been harboring this thought for a long time. No, so I wanted to talk about health. The health of the dudes.
Oh, as I light my pipe
Yes.
and take a drink of my
Yeah,
whiskey.
exactly. And the reason is I've been finally starting to really go to the doctor. Like actually going to the doctor. It's I mean, all of my life I've been like, hypothyroid, and have had the need for medication and haven't really stayed on it all the time. So now I'm starting to take care of that. I'm taking care of the blood sugar thing. I'm taking care of the blood pressure thing. I got all these things. So I thought we could talk about like how we feel, the state of our health, and also any like weird medical stuff of the past. Because I feel like that's a really like there's like, you know, the body is strange and fails in incredible ways.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, right. and it's only getting more more ridiculous. So I don't know. So we don't talk about our health
At all.
ever.
And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it's like avoidant behavior, right?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Well, how do you want to intro this? Do you want to? Should we talk about like?
I don't know. Like, when's the last time you went to a doctor?
Last month, actually.
The last time I
Really?
was made to go to a doctor by the women in my life, I was told I had to go to the doctor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was that?
Years ago. It's literally years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't like the doctor. I don't I don't like paying $20 for someone to tell me, "Oh, you're sick." Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
You know, and then give me some shit that I could buy over the counter.
Yeah,
That's what I don't like.
That's primarily the service that, you know, like a regular doctor's visit is for. It's just to go there and find out that, yeah, you're going to have to call off work and, like, you know, take Sudafed for a while or whatever.
I also, like, grew up around a lot of older folks who were constantly, like, they had a 9-pill-a-day regimen.
Yeah.
And I can just not see myself doing that. I'm
Yeah.
watching it happen to my dad now, you know, because of his heart shit, and he fucking hates that stuff, too.
Yeah.
But he kind of doesn't have a choice because of the women in his life who are telling him, like,
Or
no, you have to do
Trying
this.
to keep him alive.
Alive, right? Exactly. So yeah, I don't like it.
I think that's how it works, though.
Yeah, I know.
I think the women exist, like, in this way of, like, always making us stay alive, and we left to our own devices wouldn't really...
Would be dead at 40. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Absolutely.
hands down.
I kind of think that's way more common.
If I didn't have people in my life to disappoint me, there's a good chance I'd be most of the way through a life poorly lived. Like I'd be like, this is like the down. This would be the downhill stride.
As opposed to only in the early parts of a life poorly lived.
Yes. Yeah. I would be on a steady, downturn towards death at 40.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing is, like, I feel like we're kind of getting old enough to where the shit, like, actually matters.
yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah, don't remind me.
I know.
This is a whole episode of you reminding me about shit that I'm already aware of.
We don't
and
have to talk about that specifically.
No, it's okay. We might as well, because like this is things that I'm at this stage in my life where I'm starting to worry about it myself.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, so I went to the doctor for like a regular appointment to get my medication back on track for the thyroid, and my blood pressure was like 180 over 130 or something. It was like go to the hospital range.
Yeah.
Or 120 maybe? Yeah, it was like 180 over 120. It was the point where he gave me like an option, and he's like, you know, normally we make people go to the hospital here where they can bring your blood pressure down in a safe manner. And I was like, okay, well, what if instead, like, what if you prescribe me the medication? Like what is the risk to me if I don't do that and I just take blood pressure medication instead? And he was like, yeah, it's probably, you know, it's like, it's fine. I was like, okay, let's do that then.
Yeah, because I'm not sitting in the emergency room
Yeah.
for 4 hours.
freaking
fuck
out
that.
for 4 hours.
I'm not even freaking out. I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing here?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that was kind of the position I was in. It was like I really don't want to do this. So anyway, yeah, that's the point I'm making is that's how I found out I needed to like be going to the doctor more.
Yeah.
Which is how it happens. You go and then you find out you have to keep going.
I know, which is why I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to keep going.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the necessary medicine or the necessary steps to keep myself alive. Keep yourself alive. Keep yourself alive. That's what Freddie was singing about. He was singing about a fat 30-year-old man having to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Don't eat another donut, Chris. Keep yourself alive. I never understood what that lyric meant before.
Yeah, the whole thing about diabetes, now it makes sense.
It makes total sense.
There's that whole like verse about diabetes.
Right. I always wondered why he said my name specifically in the song. And now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you right now listening to me, Chris. Don't eat that donut, put it down.
Maybe don't smoke so much. You don't need to go to the bar again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh, I don't like this song.
Change this.
Let's switch over to Fat Bottom Girls. Yeah, no, it's that's it's a real thing, man. It's a real feeling. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Don't want to do it.
I know. But like the thing is, it becomes unavoidable at some point, right?
Yeah, I know. Because the thing is, if you don't, you end up like my Uncle Rex, who like just had a crippling heart attack at like 64.
Yeah.
And like went back home, like they got him taken care of and went back home, and then several weeks later just dead.
Oh my
Like it went from like you know, horrible heart attack, everything's okay, now you're back home, and then everything's not okay, now you're in trouble, and now you're dead.
Yeah, right.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
And I kind of don't want that. Kind of.
Yeah. And then there's other things too, like just like basic things. I feel like I can't tell you how long it's been since I went to the dentist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just the dentist, like something everyone should just do every now and then.
I mean, I floss here and there.
Yeah.
I brush my teeth twice a day.
Yeah.
And it's been working. My teeth are all still here. They're not. I don't have cavities or anything.
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt when I bite into shit.
Do you guys grind your teeth?
Yes.
Oh yeah, all the time.
They were, and the thing is,
Why do you ask?
they were gonna. I went to the dentist not that long ago, like right before I got married, and he told me, like, I told him, I said, I'm pretty sure I have apnea, because he's like, hey, do you grind your teeth that you know of? And I said, yeah, I think I have been, because I have apnea.
Yeah.
And he's like, what I'm gonna give you is like one of the mouth guards, and I'm like, like immediately, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that, because I've worn one before.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I know what you're thinking, and he showed it to me. He's like, the new ones are like tiny, like
really?
inconsequential, like you don't even notice them. He's like,
Practically not in your mouth.
he's like, we fit you for one here in the office, and we'll send it out to get it resculpted, and then you just have it. And he's like, I promise you, it's not something that you notice. It's not like the old mouth guards.
It's
So the
not like
problem,
those big NFL mouth
right,
guards where you're just
which is
like,
what they used to give you.
"Good
Like,
night,
they used to give you
Right.
the boil and bite mouth guards, right?
Yeah,
Which I
right.
have. I actually have one. I just don't use it because it's horrible.
My ex-girlfriend wore one of those and broke a fucking tooth wearing it.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Because her jaw went past the other one, like it went so
Yeah.
far sideways that they caught, and then on the way back, it snapped one of her back teeth. Oh, yeah,
God.
it's like it was fucked up.
Yeah.
I
But like I'm sorry, the thing he ordered it for me, and then they gave me the insurance quote for it, like
Yeah.
what it would cost for me to go through with this, and like insurance covered $10 of it.
Are you shitting me?
I am not shitting you. It was
What was the rest of the cost?
$500. What? And I was like, yeah, no, I think I'll just grind my teeth. That's my problem with medicine.
I agree with that.
I'm
In
like,
that
horse
position,
shit.
I also would rather have
horse
no
shit.
teeth.
Yeah, right. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not paying $500 out of pocket for something that he's like, it wasn't necessary, is what I'm like, right. Well, okay. My dentist told me it's something I should have.
Yeah, that's the irritating thing. Is like a lot of this stuff is deemed medically unnecessary because sure you can live without any teeth.
Right.
Like that's the fucking rationale.
And the thing is, I know rationally I could get on the phone and probably argue long enough with the insurance company to get them to cover it. You
could. Yeah.
Because that's a thing that you can do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not about sitting on the phone. I'm not about to take one of my days off and spend 6 hours on the phone with an insurance company.
Yeah, right.
Trying to get them to cover something that I didn't know that I needed.
It's one of those things where you can truly outlast them.
Oh, you can.
You can actually do that.
Oh yeah. Through the sheer force of anger.
Force of anger and patience and like just occupying their phone lines long enough.
Yeah.
Like you become a problem that is cheaper to go away if they just pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't grind in my sleep. I used to. I don't anymore.
Okay.
I grind when I'm anxious. Just my back, these molars right here. I grind when I'm anxious.
Yeah.
And then I also
You and Dave and I are trying to do it. We're like,
I'm just like, yeah, we're like all sitting here going,
oh,
oh, that feels great.
but
I'm going to start doing this.
I have half a tooth. That feels great.
well, yeah, that's the other thing. My teeth are pretty flat.
Yeah, mine too.
And that's because I used to do a lot of chewing on plastic as a nervous thing when I was younger.
Yeah.
What kind of plastic?
Like the rings from water bottles.
Me too. Did you chew them off and Oh my God.
Chew, so they be in two halves and then chew those into halves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it about the half thing with Asperger's that's like, okay? So like I used to have Virgin Mobile. And they had the top up cards, like you'd buy the dollar amount top up cards, and they used to be just thick enough plastic that you could snap them in half perfectly, and then snap them in half perfectly.
Those ones that basically like they snap neatly,
like neatly right across, and then it got to the point where it was small enough where you couldn't do it unless you bit it. So I used to do that.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
You know what?
That is
Weird.
And you still do things with plastic things.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's evidence of it on this table.
I was looking for them because you do something with plastic. I don't know where they are now.
Yeah, I like fold stuff up. I haven't bit the ring off of a water bottle.
You might have noticed me.
That
breaking
was
off
you.
the ends of these twist ties.
That's what I was thinking of.
Like bending them in half until they. That's
fidgeting.
That's a fidget thing for me. And when I was younger, it used to extend to my teeth. So that's why my teeth are pretty fucking flat.
Yeah.
They're sharp enough to to still eat whatever I feel like. But
If you look at my canines, they're just like they just stop.
Yeah, right. Mine
same.
too.
Yeah. Yep. Yours too.
Same, yeah.
I got it right on the front.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, my front teeth are still very, very sharp.
We're all just doing like the sling blade thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got some of them French fried potatoes.
I have a little bit of an overbite.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, where like if my teeth sit where they feel comfortable.
yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
always
same.
bothers me because I always feel like it looks stupid.
I have this one tooth down my bottom jaw.
Yeah.
That just goes backwards.
Yeah.
It fucks off, doesn't it?
Yeah. And that was because I didn't wear my retainer.
Yeah, fuck it.
So that's a medical thing. I had braces as a kid. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on this podcast, but I had them really young, like younger than they typically give kids braces, because my teeth were like getting out of shape really early.
Yeah.
And my uncle was my dentist, and he had a dentist shop in the center. That circle in the center of Columbiana.
Yeah.
Right.
He had a tennis shop in his basement. And he would just like take me down there and do stuff to my teeth.
He had a dentist shop in the back of a 7-Eleven.
And he just like, hold still. And he'd like belt me down and just like put stuff in my mouth.
He like showed me these weird like experimental films from the 70s. Just like music blaring really loud.
Smoke pot with me.
Yeah. Then he like made me forget like my entire history and put me on a bow tie, Abu Dhabi.
Yep. Anyway, I got my braces really young though.
At least I think it did. Shit. I don't know what happened.
Who
what
am
didn't
I?
happen. No, so
So stupid.
that's so weird. No, so his dentist shop was like right on that circle in Columbiana, like that big circle that defines Columbiana, I guess. And I like I said, I was really young for these, but they put the braces on me and they kind of like just to see what would happen. Thank you, by the way.
No problem.
And I remember constantly fidgeting with them, where you have that wire that goes all along your teeth. Mm-hmm. You have the wire that goes and connects all of the little braces on your teeth.
Right.
I used to grab that thing, pull it out of the molar, and then release it, so it just stuck into my cheek.
Oh, ow.
I know.
What the hell?
I don't know. But I couldn't stop doing it. So I'd get my fingers in the back of my teeth, and I'd pull the wire out, and then release it, and it would stab into my cheek, and
Ow.
I'd cry, and then they'd have to take me all the way to Columbiana to get it fixed. And this happened many, many times.
Oh, my God.
So many that they eventually gave up on me, and they just took the braces off.
Wow.
And until I was like 14 or no, maybe older, until I was like 17 or 18, I still had a piece of the what you call it, the putty type stuff that they put on your teeth to hold things in. I had this weird like shelf of that stuff on the back of my tooth. Oh, because like no one noticed it didn't get removed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that too, I think, when I got my braces out.
Yes, because it can be easy to miss all the little things where they put that enamel on to hold something in there.
Yeah.
So I just had and another dentist had to grind it down. Part of my tooth is probably still fake enamel.
No shit. Yeah. I got a weird dentist thing for you.
All right, let's hear it.
Which is something that my dentists have never noticed, but I can still feel it.
Ooh.
Way in the roof of my mouth. When I was like 3 or 4 years old, I had Connects.
Okay.
And I did the like way too old for this to be like a problem that any kid should have at that age.
What did you do?
I took one of the red pieces, like the long, thin, like the little ones that snap,
Yeah.
and I like was chewing on it, and I accidentally shoved it too far into my mouth, and I pushed it way back into my soft palate, like right on the top, on the roof of my mouth. So there's this, and like hard, like
Wait, hold on. Wait, so you mean behind where the palate is?
on the top, on the roof.
Oh, like where it's spongy, where you can like feel it.
Yeah, way in the back of the roof of my mouth, like back by my uvula.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! All the way back.
So I could feel like
You could still feel it.
there's a little nice circular, neat, itty bitty, like no bigger than the size of this pipe cleaner, like just tiny little circle indentation in the roof of my mouth.
You know,
because it
somewhere-
never healed down. It was just like
Somewhere out there's a gigantic Connect sculpture that is just missing you to be complete. You just pop you on it.
it's like a hole. It's like
Yeah.
where are you put it at the top of my mouth? I can still feel it. It's still there. Like it's just the weirdest thing. Like it never healed back down.
That's so.
So I
weird.
have this permanent damage that I've done to my mouth that I don't think it like hurt anything. I hope not.
Well, that's life. Life is permanent damage.
Yeah. I
Life
think
is ju-
you're right. Actually,
Life is just like when you get to a point and you're like, yeah, well, let me tell you how I got this one.
yeah, right. So like that never healed correctly.
Yeah.
It's still there.
That's okay.
Which is really weird.
I remember weird medical stuff about us is what I really want this episode to be about.
I remember I lost both my eye teeth at the same time when I was younger. They both came out around the same time.
What are the eye? Are they
The incisors. That's why they're called eye teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I lost both my incisors at the same time. So I had my 4 front teeth, and then the molars start after the incisors.
Yeah.
So what I used to do when those two were out was put my lower lip between like my front teeth and my back teeth, so
Yeah, right.
my front teeth would be hanging down over my
nice.
lower lip.
That's cool.
I always thought I would like go to the mirror and be like,
that's actually funny.
Okay, this is off topic, but did you ever do that thing where you had like a mirrored cabinet where the door would pop out and
Yeah.
you'd put your face right on the
Yes.
line?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
mirror your face.
yeah.
We used to do that so much as kids. Like I can't believe it's been forever since I did that. I bet it's even more fun now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
With a beard.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. With a beard and drunk.
Yeah,
Right.
like, yeah, just be like really, really irresponsibly drunk.
Yeah,
and, like,
right.
Playing with mirrors
And glass. Yeah. Right.
just like smashing my face up against it.
Look
Yeah.
how cool this is a beard now.
It's so wild.
Wow, it's so fucking cool. Yeah.
So here's an interesting medical thing about me, and I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but I regularly get blood drawn for this thyroid stuff, right?
Yeah.
This little freckle on my arm, this one over here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is exactly where my vein is.
Oh.
So now,
Convenient.
like literally the other day when I went to do blood work, I was like, yeah, you could just like poke right there. That's where my. So now, like, I never have difficulty having blood.
Oh, that's great.
That's kind of interesting.
What are you doing, Bo?
What is he doing?
Just like smelling my dick. This is weird.
Hey, bud, how's your dick doing?
It's good.
Seems great.
Just checking up on your dick and making sure your dick's still there. It is.
Whoa.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not sure what he's doing.
Smelling my dick. just nose deep into my Johnson.
Just getting a good whiff of it.
Hey, Chris.
I can't think of any unusual I've never had my tonsils or my wisdom teeth out, so that's
Huh.
something.
I have my tonsils out, but not my wisdom.
Both. Tonsils, adenoids, wisdom teeth.
Really?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Is it?
Yeah. Incidentally, when I had my tonsils pulled out, the doctor said because I used to snore when I was like 3, like violent snoring, like worse than I snore now.
Okay.
And the doctor said when they pulled my tonsils out, like my parents have both told me this at separate times. They're like, when he came out of the operating room, because it was supposed to be a really short procedure, it took like 3.5 hours.
Oh my God.
So like
It's not supposed to.
and
be
they're
that
like,
long.
they were like sitting in the waiting room, like, what's going on? Like everybody was starting to panic. And he came out, and the doctor, they were like, we thought something was really wrong because the doctor just looked like, like when he came out, and he told my parents both, he's like, those are the largest tonsils I've ever seen on anybody. It's like a child or adult.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, those are the largest tonsils. He's like, I don't know how he wasn't in constant pain. So
you were born with grown man tonsils.
yeah, like and that got bigger and infected. Like,
God.
so like when he pulled them out, and it was like they said they knew when I was awake because the very second I woke up, it's like. It's already painful enough to have your tonsils pulled out.
Yeah.
But when they're really big, like infected tonsils that cover up most of your throat, they have to do a lot more digging and cutting. So I was just screaming bloody murder.
Oh my God.
And it's like that old adage where like, oh, you can have as much popsicles and like ice water and whatever as you want.
Yeah.
No. You really don't want any of that.
Oh my God.
But you have to. The thing is they make you.
Yeah, right.
You never want popsicles again because they make you eat popsicles.
Wait, so is that one where you're like kind of twilighted?
I was out. They put me under.
Oh, okay.
They put me under
Jesus
for it.
Christ.
Did you guys have chicken pox growing up?
I did.
Okay, so my brother got it, and we were made to hang out with each other.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
a-
get it.
That's
Yeah.
a baby boomer
And I
thing.
never got it,
You never had the chicken
which
pox.
scares me.
It should because shingles is painful.
Yeah, shingles apparently really fucking sucks.
It's painful.
and I'm old enough now where it's not going to be fun even now if I get
Yeah,
it.
it's bad. Shingles is like not good.
Yeah.
Not good street. Yeah, just hope that that enough vaccinations have prevented that from happening to you.
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
even if you get chicken pox when you're younger, you
Or
could still
autism.
get shingles, correct?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So it's just you're less likely to.
yeah, that's what they say. I don't even know if that's true anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know somebody who I used to work with who recently had shingles.
Oh,
And
really?
he said it was just like, I mean,
So what exactly is shingles?
They're the
I'm
things that
scared.
make rain run down your roof
Yeah.
and into the gutter.
it's a painful burning rash all over your body.
Okay. And inside your body sometimes, isn't
yes,
it?
yeah,
I think
right.
I remember hearing you can get it inside your
Oh,
body.
lovely.
Yeah. A rash inside your
They look like that. It's not just like little spots like chicken pox. It's like little, and they burn. They're like little burning pustules.
Beats a rash on my soul, I guess.
I that scares me actually.
It should. It's a terrifying thing.
I mean, like,
And
can they just like dope you up for a while? How long does that last? I wonder.
a couple weeks.
Well, hopefully in the next decade or two, before you're like really at risk for shingles, like marijuana will be legal and you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
True,
right.
just- oh man, I got the shingles. What a great excuse to smoke
Weed. Hell yeah. God, can we just make weed legal already?
It's gonna happen.
So I don't have to like feel weird about like that's the only reason I don't smoke weed anymore is because like there's
Yeah.
too much shame involved with
Yeah, right.
being a 30-year-old man going out to buy weed.
Yeah, that's the thing is I haven't done it, but like the humiliation of having to be like, hey, how do you do, kids?
Hey, fellow kids, you guys know where I can get some.
Don't mind me. I'm an adjunct professor.
Like
this is normal.
I don't want to be ashamed to go out and buy drugs. That's how you know you're getting old. Is you just don't know where to buy drugs anymore.
Yep. Like all the people that used to be your people
Right.
stopped.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I had great dealers.
Yeah.
I had great dealers. I just don't have them anymore.
Yeah,
Lost it.
times change.
Out of
they
the
all
game.
end up with kids and
Out of the
shit.
game.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
think that'll probably happen in Ohio, though.
Yeah, well,
You know, it's like that's one of
Oh, it
those things. It's
definitely
just
will.
like it's just a matter of time.
sit down, light up a big fatty.
weed's one of those things everyone likes but the government.
Yeah, right.
I think it's
Which is weird. The government should love. I mean, like properly regulated, you can make a butt ton of money on it.
Yeah, grow it and tax it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pay weed. Anybody will pay weed. We pay booze tax. I don't have a problem with that.
Hey,
I love drinking.
cigarettes are basically like 90% tax at this point.
Right.
You know, and people do that all the time.
Right.
Gosh,
All
when I started smoking cigarettes, I swear to God, they were like $4 a pack.
4 packs back, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God. Don't you
Sounds
miss
right.
Turned out like almost double that.
I was driving home from Akron today and I was just like, God, I want a cigarette.
Yeah.
Don't you miss that?
Yeah.
When it didn't hurt to
Yeah.
you'd actually, care about hurting your body.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck it, whatever.
So the thing is now, like, I don't want to hurt my body, but I kind of also don't want to know what's going on in there.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah.
And the more I find out, the worse it is. Not really, but
Glug,
kind of.
glug.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the doctor today, and he referred me to not one but two specialists.
That's what I'm talking about. It's that vicious. I don't want any part of that shit.
Yeah, right. Like I got to
I
look
don't
into
want
my
no part of that shit.
I got to look into my blood. I got to look into my liver.
You don't got to do any of that
Look
shit.
at my cholesterol.
You know what you got to do is have yourself another drink.
Oh,
that's what you got to do.
You know what? That's a great point, Chris. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You
You could just not do that and drink with me.
Oh, that's delicious. Thanks.
Yeah, just like, I don't know. I feel like most of what we can do to be healthier is pretty common sense stuff that doesn't really require us to see a specialist.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
It's like you know,
yeah.
on the off chance you've got something rare or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
you know, if you're doing everything right and things aren't getting better, then you'll be like, okay,
Well, yeah.
I got to figure out what's up.
That's actually part of why he wants me to go is like, you know, like an ultrasound on my liver could actually clarify whether there's something there that, you know, like there's something
Yeah.
in there to deal with, you know?
Yeah, and I know, like for me, I feel like I don't really, you know, check. Like I know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, right.
I
Right.
drink
That's-
too fucking much. I
that's
gotta fix it.
That's the thing is like, I don't need a doctor to tell me exactly how my life could not be this like
Absolutely.
unhealthy. Like,
Yeah, that's my thing.
I know exactly all the things that need to stop immediately.
Right.
And I don't want
Yeah,
to.
whatever. Fuck it. You're fine.
Yeah.
Didn't your doctor tell you one time, like, you could basically drink like 3 beers a day forever and it won't hurt you?
Yeah, something like that.
It's like,
It's like, that's kind of true. I mean,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I remember Drew's brother Seth told me a story about when he had to go get a physical for because he works for the government. He works for the toll booth.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The highway. Turnpike, Ohio
Yeah,
Turnpike.
yeah, right.
And he had to go get a physical for it. And he was like talking with his doctor, and he's like, you know, answering the questionnaire. And he's like, okay, do you drink? And he's like, oh yeah, you know. And he said, well, you know, how often do you drink? And he's like, oh, you know, every night.
Right. That's the thing that does not feel nice to say out loud.
And he's like, well, you know, how many beers would you say on average you have a night? You know, because that's the next. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, that's not. People have a glass of wine every night, and Seth's like, yeah, you know, I don't know, like 15, 16 beers. It's like,
Okay.
like, yeah, you know, 15, 16 beers. And the doctor, like,
Yeah.
he said the doctor got really serious and like looked over his glasses and was like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
he's
I
like,
rode that stallion for a while, and it is not fun.
yeah. Yeah.
It really is not.
You know what?
At some point, it's just like I need to sleep and like be like a normal person.
See, the time to get that I got all that out of the way in college.
Yeah.
You know, I did my drinking every night for
Right.
a long time.
Yeah, you know. Well, I mean, just to keep the hands from shaking.
Just to, you know, just to stop myself from shaking or getting really agitated at my friends and family in the
$300
daytime.
for food.
I got $1,600 here for liquor.
All right. It's gotta be a week.
For the nerves, Rand. Yeah. Yeah, you know, but you know, everybody who couldn't drink less, people who don't drink. You can it's answered my own question.
Yeah, normal people.
Because I just heard I hear you about to say Aubrey, and I was thinking Trisha, and you're
Yeah.
going to say Christy.
Yeah, right.
Everybody, you know.
The women in our lives that
Yeah.
are normal people.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was for a while working out.
Yeah,
I was
that's
working
right.
out for a little bit there. I actually like early last month, I think, canceled my Planet Fitness membership finally.
Oh, really?
Because I wasn't using it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but
if you're
like
not using it, you shouldn't be spending the money on it.
but what was nice about Planet Fitness, what's nice about exercise in general, is that I felt noticeably good afterwards.
You feel much better. Like
Yeah.
this,
It's those
I
endorphins.
think it even lasts a bit. I think it even lasts into like the next day.
the runner's
It
high.
does.
Yeah, you get that
It
runner's
does.
high.
But what I've noticed now at the job I'm doing now, because I've been drinking less and because I've been you know, a bit peppier in the mornings.
Yeah.
Well, not right when I wake up. I need a shower and a shit first. But
Yeah.
you know, when I'm out on a call or something, I'm like, you know, maybe I'll go up and down the same flight of stairs 3 or 4 times, and
Yeah.
you know, I'll get working. I'll make my body move, and by the time I come back to my desk and sit down, I'm like, Yeah.
It's better, right?
Yeah, you feel better.
I feel accomplished. I feel accomplished that I've done something, and my body feels better now that I'm like sitting in the chair and like,
Yeah, right.
It's not just psychological either.
No,
it's
it's a
physiological.
physiological
very
reaction.
physical endorphins.
Yeah. You feel noticeably like even when I go to the gym, like sometimes randomly.
I was gonna say, all right.
I have the thing like where because I used to work out. I used to do this is stupid. I used to do 100 push-ups in the morning.
Oh my God.
100 crunches throughout the day, 50 in the morning and 50 at night, and then 100 push-ups at night.
Really?
When I was in high school, when I was like 16, 17.
No shit.
So like much faster metabolism and
yeah.
and I was like.
You were thin.
I was thin and not thin, but like, you know, thin or like a normal sized person. And I was fucking strong.
Yeah.
Like I was very strong when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I'm just not now. It's like, I still have some of it there.
I'm like all doughy now.
Like in the way, okay, like my dad and my brother still have that Marine Corps strength, even though they're,
Oh yeah.
Dad's like still frail, because of the, after the heart attack, it left him just, not as strong as he used to be. But
Right.
Like still like unusually strong.
yeah, he's still got, you know what I mean? You have that core, part of it there, but it's just like, I don't have any of that anymore. I used to be like, I used to have like definition on my arms,
I used to be able to pick up anything. At least I think I could.
Yeah, right. Like I never.
It almost didn't matter what it was. If it was a thing that most people would be like, oh, that's pretty heavy, I'd be like, all right, and then just
Yeah.
Perfect example. I remember hauling out. We had a big 32-inch box TV in the basement. And I remember how hard it was to get it in there when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And then when I was like 19, being able to take it and lift it myself and walk it outside in one motion from like the downstairs up the steps, up the driveway, to the curb, like can't do that anymore.
I can still lift plenty of stuff. Like my back is actually in pretty good shape. It's my legs that suck.
Oh, really?
See, mine's the other way around. Yeah.
I got that. I got foot pain because I still need fucking arch support for these shoes.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while my knees start hurting. But that is less and less the more regularly I'm moving around. If I've just been sitting on my ass all day and I get up, it's like
Yep. You make the old man noises.
Do you guys have your appendixes?
Yes,
I do.
Yeah.
Did you get yours taken
so
out?
do I. I also have mine. I was just thinking about it because it's like apparently a lot of people have them removed.
All right, interesting.
Yeah, right.
Moving on. No, I mean, my brother had his removed because it exploded, and so did my sister. I don't think hers actually blew up, but it before it exploded, they got it.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had any form of surgery in my.
I was going to ask about that. If you guys, other than tonsils,
Well, does getting the roots of ingrown toenails removed count as
Yes, it does.
surgery?
Yeah,
Okay.
even if it's in the doctor's
what a
office.
horrifying thought that is.
It's not fun, is it?
No, it's not. Minor surgery then.
Yeah, it's not fun, though.
I couldn't feel a thing.
Can you
but
hear it?
I could hear it. It's a very crunchy procedure.
See, I had it done when it was still painful to get it done. It's a lot better now.
Yeah.
So it still hurt, but the sound was the worst part.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the stuff where you can't quite see it or whatever, or feel it.
Yeah.
And you just know it's happening. I feel like tooth cleaning can be like that a lot.
This is when I was still living with my dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was probably like, I don't know, 17 or 18. And, I didn't have my own car yet. So my dad took me to the podiatrist to get these fucking ingrown toenails taken care of. And the whole, I have my one of my textbooks with me. And
just like reading.
Yeah, so I can have it between my face and my toes. And meanwhile, I can hear it going on. And my dad, meanwhile, sitting next to me going like, oh my God. Oh, you should see this. Oh, it's disgusting.
Dad for the win.
That's dad.
That's a dad thing to do.
God, this is so gross.
You should be seeing
this. I remember my stepmom told me she had like. She cut her hand like really deep, like right on the side, and she had to have tendon surgery because she damaged a nerve. Like,
oh my God,
it went way in there. So now her hand, incidentally, is permanently stuck. I'm not going to do it justice. Like it's it's like this. Like she can't bend these fingers back now.
Okay. Right.
Because of the way the scar tissue healed. But she
sure.
can like, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
it's
so
not.
she can do with these fingers most of the things you
Yeah,
do.
but her hand is like permanently stuck a certain way now.
Yeah.
But she said for like whatever reason, when they did it, they do it in the office. It's not something they like. It's not something they put you into a hospital for. Like they just fucking did this tendon surgery in the office, and they had to go way back here to do it, like right at the wrist.
That's where all your you can see it move when you move your fingers.
Yeah,
That's where all your
Yeah.
the muscles that control it are.
And they gave her the option, which they give you when you do your wisdom teeth. They're like, we can either snow you, or we can just put you completely out.
You're right.
And she's like, give me the Twilight treatment. For what she's like, I don't know why I chose that.
Yeah,
why would you do that?
All the way the fuck
But
out.
she's like, she said it was so weird because you're just sitting in a chair and you're just doped completely and you can't feel anything. And they have a curtain in front of you, like this, and you can hear them working. And you're like,
no,
they're like,
thank you.
She's like, they got like 40 minutes into the procedure, and the doctor like peered out from behind the curtain, and he's like, we have you open. Do you want to take a look? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, you're just.
Why the hell not?
You're
I'm a machine. Let me see the insides of the machine.
She's like, I'm just doped up enough that I'm like, yeah, let's see it. And she like pulled it open and she like went to wiggle her hand and she could see it move on the inside of her arm. And she's like, oh, weird. Like, which is just fucked up enough that it's like.
That's really creepy.
Yeah. But yeah, I told the story before when I got my wisdom teeth out, They asked me, like, do you want to be awake for it? I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to be awake for it. Absolutely. Do people choose that?
Apparently.
No.
I can't
why
imagine
would you want to do that?
I'll tell you the two worst things that ever, my two worst medical procedures. The one was when I had that wart on my face.
Oh yeah,
Which I like.
You still have the little, like,
I still
indent
have
mark
the,
there,
I still have like the scar
I
from where it
remember
was.
that. I remember everybody telling you, just go get it taken care of.
Because the thing is, it was months,
Like, way longer than you needed to have
trying
that
to
on
like
your
put
face. Yeah.
salicylic acid or like take scissors to my face.
Right.
Like it was.
Don't do that.
No, it was insane.
I have one too, like right here.
Yeah.
This little
really?
mark there. Yeah.
okay.
I have to go get it taken care of.
yeah.
Oh, that thing. I remember that.
Won't go
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Won't go away no matter what I do. So
So what they did, the thing about that sucks is that it's right under my eye.
yeah.
And they're burning it off. So they shoot you first with a needle in your face. And then they start burning your face off. And you can smell your face burning.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of that. The other thing, I remember I got like 3rd-degree sunburn years ago.
That's gnarly.
I fell asleep on Myrtle Beach.
Oh no.
I had just driven the whole thing,
yeah.
so laid down, grabbed a beer from the beach bar, laid in the sand, fell asleep for maybe an hour,
yeah.
and didn't have sunscreen on.
Oh no.
And so it was burned so bad it felt like my bones were broken.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I can't explain like how weird that was, and I was developing bubbles, skin
right,
bubbles
yeah.
this tall off of my leg.
Because your skin literally boils off of your skin.
Yes.
Off
Yeah.
of the
So like the size of a
underlayer.
silver dollar and about as high as like half of that, right? And when I got back into town, oh my god, it was so terrible. Like I went to like a plastic surgeon essentially.
Yeah, right.
'Cause they're the only people that will do this thing, which is they will cut them off of you.
Yeah, right.
With scissors. So my mom takes me there, and I'm holding her hand, and I'm like almost breaking her hand because they're cutting things off of me with scissors. It was horrible.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's what I would not wish on my worst enemy.
Yeah, well, because it just hurts. It's you that whole underlayer of skin too.
Yeah.
Like when it's that
The inside of them was like spongy.
Yeah,
it was
right.
very weird.
I was gonna say too about the hand thing, like that. It always makes me cringe too when like in like Star Trek or something when someone makes a blood oath and they like slice their hand open. Like, no, don't do that.
Have you ever? I
That's
did
a
that.
terrible idea.
I did that with someone when I was a kid, and I would never do that again.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, not like deep, but like just enough.
yeah.
Because it just no matter how you move your hand, it always hurts. Like, and it doesn't heal right, and it's
Yeah, right. Well,
Just
I mean,
just
this,
like prick the end of your finger or something. It doesn't matter how much blood comes
Yeah,
out.
right.
It's
do the thing where you sign with your fingertip or something. Do that. Don't
Right.
like shake hands with it. No, no.
bloody hand, right? Yeah, gross. Yeah, I've gross. See, my dad was a paramedic, so I got a lot of like backyard surgeries.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
like a
right.
lot of stuff that was like I should have gone to.
Did he stitch you up himself?
I never got stitched up myself. I did have my nose reset in place, and I did have my shoulder reset in place.
Oh my god!
Which is, I would not wish that on anybody.
I've heard shoulders are bad.
It's the most indescribable pain followed by the most indescribable relief followed by like weeks of soreness. I dislocated it playing football in the front yard.
Yeah.
And I remember it was just dad home and he's like, he like asked me because he was, you know, doing the thing and he sat down in front of me and he's like, all right, we have a couple options. He's like, we can go to the emergency room and we could wait for 4 hours to get this done. He's like, or we could do this here right now. He's like, what do you want to do? And of course, you know,
get this over
I'm
with.
like, it's my dad. I'm like, let's get this over with. And he like gave me a belt and he's like, bite down on this. You know, it's like he took a belt and I remember we wrapped it with a washcloth and he said, I just, you know, bite down and it'll be over soon. And we just,
God, what a horrible.
just up and in. And it was like you go, and then it's just you know, and it's like one of those. I remember I had one of those cries where it's like,
yeah.
where you're like just it hurts so much that you can't like scream out.
Yeah.
But you're just streaming tears down your face, and then it was like just this instant relief, and then it just ached forever.
Yeah.
But it still works.
I'm trying to think what
Still
the
good,
I'm trying to
you
think
know.
what the movie is where a guy has fallen and fucked his arm up and he has to reset his own arm. And it just like cuts to him screaming bloody murder.
Are you talking about 76 Hours? Was
Are you
it?
talking
No,
about
not that.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater?
No, not.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what movie it is where a guy. I don't know.
There's
he has
probably
to
a
reset
few
his own
different
arm.
movies
Yeah.
like that.
Something in particular I'm thinking of. I
No,
can't remember.
to me, nothing's ever going to be more gnarly than that scene in Die Hard where Bruce Willis is picking broken glass out of the soles of his feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you ever stepped on a shitload of broken glass before.
I have not, thankfully.
I put a nail through my foot when I was 4. That was fun.
All the way through it.
Straight through, like wearing it like a flip flop. I had a shit. It was the house got reshingled the summer before, and they missed one.
Yep.
So I had to
So
do the
you got
whole
shingles.
right.
I know how that goes.
Yeah. No, I had to do the tetanus shot and everything because it was like an old rusty nail straight through my foot.
Awesome.
Missed every tendon, hit all the muscles.
I think you've told me that before.
Yeah, didn't break a bone.
Yeah.
It was just like, and then like you're in shock. So my instinct was to like move as quickly as I could to the front yard where my parents were. But like I was running on like a shingle sandal.
See, my
Horrible.
My emergency tetanus injury was not nearly that extreme, but I had like a small stapler and I was just kind of fidgeting with it in my bedroom, just like pressing the metal part in and out. And then I pressed it hard enough to put a staple into my thumb.
Done that before.
Completely into my thumb. And like my initial reaction, because it didn't hurt at first. It hurt more when I took it out. I was just like, huh. I was probably like, I don't know. I must have been like 13 at the time.
Yeah.
And so I went downstairs and I was like, hey, Mom, is my tetanus shot current? She's like, yeah, why?
Oh no.
So I like went up and showed her and she's like,
All right.
That's a question no parent wants to hear.
Right.
Hey, just check it in. Has my like when did I get my last tetanus shot?
Yeah, right.
yeah. And then the next 5 seconds are just ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, because you got to get that fucker out.
Yeah.
If slowly is the only way to do that. I did that one in 3rd grade. I stapled my hand to my spelling test. It was one of the. It was one of the industrial staplers.
It's the detail of the spelling
Right
test.
there, like right there, like when I had more skin than fat on my hand.
Oh yeah,
Right there, and I went.
We had that
"Ugh."
little webbing.
I did it, and I was like, I like did this for a little bit. It didn't hurt, like you know.
Right.
And I was like, I can't remember her name, but I raised my hand like this, and I'm like, Mrs. You know, whoever, you know, and she's like, what? Oh my god! Like I got, she was like making it out like this is a big emergency, and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I think so. Like, so it didn't hurt. It was just like weird. It hurt coming out, but
Yeah, right.
My stepbrother, Connor. Stepped on a sewing needle when he was 8 years old. I just remember this because Bethany told me this ages ago.
Dude, sewing needles.
Well, this one went into a vein and traveled into his bloodstream.
No.
It was a little sewing needle.
No.
And it went into his vein and went into his bloodstream, and they got him to they went to an emergency, or it was late at night, so he went to an urgent care.
Fucking kidding me.
So it was like they had him at the urgent care, and he had to get ambulanced to the hospital. They did the tests, and they're taking the blood work, and they're like, we can't find it, And then it was then they did the scan on his foot, and they saw that it had started to travel up his leg, and they're like, we need to get him out of here right now. And my stepmom's like, what are you talking about? And they showed her the thing, and they're like, if this goes up, if this goes into a main artery or gets into his heart, he's in serious trouble. So it was
Christ.
it went from great, you gotta go, fish this thing out to oh my God, this could kill you tonight.
That's fucking me up. That's giving me full body.
And then of course he's 7 or 8 years old, so they're trying not to freak him out. But it's this. It went to this dire situation real quick. Of course, now he's it didn't kill him. Obviously, they had to they found it and then had to emergency surgery it out of him.
Just thinking about that is the worst thing. The worst.
That's
thing.
the scary, because I've put a sewing needle into my foot before, all the way up to the eye of the sewing needle, and I can't imagine.
What, deliberately?
Yeah, I just Albert fished myself a lot when I was younger. No, I just stepped on one on the carpet before. Yeah, it's horrible. That's just terrifying.
I find this horrible.
Yeah.
This is really fucking my head up right
Yeah,
now.
sorry. Fucking kids, man.
Yeah, right.
Fucking kids.
Fucking kids, man.
Fucking kids, man. That's my favorite. I told you that. My favorite Sopranos joke. Oh, Richie, what's wrong? Fucking Dick Barone. Oh, as long as you two are happy.
That's Tony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But as long as you two are happy. Oh, that's good.
Oh, man.
We have,
we got time.
One more time. I'm going to show you guys the worst injury that I ever did to myself.
Okay.
So look at my pinky there. See all that scar tissue right on the top? Okay, so when I was 10 years old,
I do see that.
I fell off of my scooter. It doesn't look as bad now.
Yeah.
But I fell in my grandmother's driveway, and she had the uneven old school rocky driveways.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The concrete with the gravel poured in it, you know what I mean? So it was really lumpy and stony. I tripped off of the scooter and fell down onto the driveway and tore half of my pinky finger off down to the right above the bone, into the muscle tissue. And I remember I was I patted myself down. I'm like, okay, everything's okay, because I fell and it was pretty drastic. Nobody saw me inside. And then I looked at my hand, and I noticed that most of my finger was missing down by the pinky.
Oh my God.
And I looked at it, and I'm I'm just staring in shock, and it didn't hurt. Yeah. And then it was so weird, because it was just 4 seconds of me staring at this muscle tissue in my finger and my hand. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the blood started to just leak in from the sides.
Oh, yeah.
Because I went past the nerves. I took all the nerves off there.
Yeah.
And all of this blood just started to come in, and I went, oh fuck. You just realized what had happened. And it was one of those things where it was they didn't know what to do, because you can't save it,
right?
I found the little dead piece of my finger on the driveway.
Jesus,
that's torn completely clean off. And it was they didn't know what to do, because it's you can't reattach something like that.
A tooth, you could just put it in
milk. And so they just
put a glass of milk and
it
take
was
it to the hospital.
they were debating on whether or not to take me to the hospital. I think they called Dad, which is, you know what I mean, called the medic.
Sure.
And what they ended up doing was just gauzing it and, wrapping it very tightly to stop it from leaking everywhere.
Yeah.
But it was fucking gnarly. And I still can't feel from here down to here.
Funny you mentioned that.
Can't feel it.
So after I got that 3rd-degree sunburn, now my legs are odd, where it's not that I can't feel, but it's that every time I even remotely scratch them in the lightest little bit, it's incredible. It feels incredible to scratch my legs.
Yeah.
Unlike any other part of my body, if I start to scratch my legs, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but it's they're, as soon as I start scratching them, they are itchy, and then they're not, I guess, because I'm scratching them.
I wish we had Gable here for this, because he could tell you about his broken jaw.
Yeah, you know what? Well, you were there, weren't? Oh no,
I wasn't there when he broke his jaw.
No, I
or
was
when
gonna say-
someone broke his jaw for him.
I was gonna say just this last weekend when we went out to do the corn maze stuff, he told that story to the entire.
Without getting into any detail, because
There's lots of things he can't talk
There's
about.
lots, but a prominent citizen. We'll
Well,
say
you could say an elected official somewhere out here.
an elected official somewhere broke his jaw.
Yeah.
For not doing anything except trying to diffuse the
Yeah.
situation.
Which that much I think he's allowed to say, but but I don't want to fuck around with that.
But one of the things that happened is he's got dead nerve damage all the way across his jaw because he got fucked up.
Yeah.
So you could walk up to him and just I'm gonna ruin Gable's. I'm gonna ruin everything for Gable for anybody who listens to this. If you go up to the right side of his face and just kind of gently rake your hand across his face or where his beard is, he just because it just feels so weird. It's just tingly nerve.
yeah, it's gonna be very confusing.
Yeah.
when all that stuff starts to essentially rewire itself, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it just feels really strange. So everybody who works at Best Buy, just do that to Matt whenever you see him.
I encourage you to do that because he licked me recently.
Yeah, just do it.
So I'm throwing this back at him.
Yeah. touch his face.
Sometimes the way that injuries heal can be so weird. Just leave you with odd sensations and stuff.
Same thing happened with my leg when I ran into the car. That was fun.
Yeah, that's
Complete-
where you went flying across the car
Like a Looney Tune and then hit the bumper at full speed. Yeah, my right leg, I can't really feel anything from my shin up to my kneecap. Really weird. Completely scar tissued that all up.
That is weird.
Yep. Man, my leg turned purple for 2 weeks. Weird.
I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that ever happened to me that was super weird, but I think that mostly covers it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't have any gruesome injuries.
No, nothing really horrible.
I've never been really in or out of many hospitals.
Yeah.
I have, but that's only because my family worked in the medical field.
Oh yeah,
So
right.
I was in hospitals.
all the time.
Yeah.
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 Gosh. Well,
Goodness gracious.
by gosh, by golly.
By golly gee.
I guess it's about time to take
Yeah.
our last break, right?
I think so.
It's been a long time since we did this. It feels like.
Yeah.
It has been it hasn't been a long time since the last time we got together, but
Well, this is our first podcast in a while, isn't it?
no, 2 weeks.
Did we do it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we did mine. That was paranormal.
Oh, that was 2 weeks
That
ago.
was the first podcast in a while.
Right.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last time. It's nice to actually be back to doing this and not have all that hectic shit going on.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
This is regularly my decompression for the week.
This
so.
is the bedrock of a good week for me.
Yeah.
I mean, D&D does that too, but really Tuesday is kind of special.
Yeah, well, I think it's because we've all been close friends for so long that it's
Yeah.
you get a little bit of ventilation out there and you blow your CO2 out into the world and
Yeah, right. You blow yourself out in the world.
you just blow yourself.
and it comes back to you.
Yeah.
In the form of
Semen.
semen
Right.
being
Sure.
rained into your face and
So-
eyes and nose.
Speaking of semen, I was listening to. Okay.
Speaking of semen.
So I'm sorry, this is gonna get way off of medical shit here. I was listening.
If semen's involved, it's
You ever heard of the band Neutral Milk Hotel?
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I feel like I don't want to listen to them based on that name.
Yeah, it's really stupid. So here's the thing: they're famous for having this one album in the late '90s that's considered a lo-fi alternative rock classic.
Sure.
That snobby white music purists on 4chan
In the airplane over the sea.
Yes, in the airplane over the sea.
Yeah.
I listened to it for the first time this week, and it's okay. But it's one of those things where the whole album is just written in these really obscure,
Yeah.
really visceral lyrics.
Okay.
That don't necessarily make any sense. They're just kind of rambling, abstract, and
Or
they just
maybe,
ramble without a theme.
Yeah, maybe mostly meant to be enjoyed for their sound and not their meaning.
Exactly right, which is okay in certain music. It's okay if you're David Yao from Jesus Lizard.
Yeah.
Or if you're John Lennon, or if you're Tom York. But if you're not any of those people, then it doesn't really work for you to do that.
Right.
And like this album is just so weird. It's like musically, it sounds really cool. The record, like the sound that they achieve is really cool. But there's like a lot of like really weird lyrics, and he like uses the word semen too much for my liking.
I was gonna say, what does this have to do with semen?
No, I knew we were getting here. I knew it had to be a semen.
I'm trying to think. There's like in 2 or 3 songs, he just
That's too many.
that's too many songs to use the word.
I think you can get away with mentioning semen
Too
twice on an
much
album.
semen.
Yeah, but not in multiple songs. Like,
Ever tell you about the old horror movie Incubus, but like the original version?
No.
Where they keep finding women dead and there's a demon fucking them to death or something, and William Shatner's in it, and the coroner keeps going, there was so much sperm at the scene. He keeps saying sperm.
Sperm.
He says, at the scene we found an incredible amount of sperm.
Sperm.
It's really funny.
Oh my god.
So here we go. I'll give you this is just one song that features the word semen.
Incubus.
New sentences.
I think you can get away with 2 on an album.
There's 2 songs.
Three's too much.
Okay, but like this is like part of the chorus. So it's just like
Maybe
repeated.
more if you're
Lot
Les
of
Claypool.
semen.
A lot of semen, all right? Okay, so communist daughter is sweet communist, the communist daughter, standing on the seaweed water. Semen stains the mountaintops. Semen stains the mountaintops.
Fuck you.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Fuck you.
So
that
I'm-
doesn't mean anything.
That's why I'm listening to it like a whole album, and I'm like, this is what people are like. I said the music sounds cool. Like they achieved really cool instrumentation, but it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This isn't I Am the Walrus. You're not being clever.
Yeah, this isn't sitting on a cornflake.
Yeah, right.
This is mountains of semen. You have to justify that a little
And then
harder.
there's another song that brings up semen in 2 different occurrences.
It's like we said, the seed of the prophet will drown the mountains of men.
Yes,
Right.
right. We shall all
Then,
drown
like,
in the
there's
seed
like
of the prophet.
one song where they're talking about the smell of semen
Really?
twice in 2 different instances.
smell of it?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's like a
Weird.
bit. That's a bit much.
it's a bit much. what are you talking about, neutral milk hotel guy?
You know what? I'm not. I kind of always knew I was gonna not be that into this
It's
band.
not that. You know what? The band sounds fine if you take his stupid lyrics out of it. Band sounds just fine.
Lyrics mean a lot to me.
Lyrics mean a lot.
Yeah, lyrics mean a lot to me. I might put an outsized importance on them.
Right, but like how much? Nice.
How are those fucking lyrics for you?
Stupid. I'm sorry. We got off on a semen tangent there. Weird. Stupid.
We got off on a semen tangent.
Really dumb. I don't know why.
So much sperm.
I didn't regret listening to the album, but I'm not going to listen to it again.
Nah.
It's just it's not that good.
What's the name of it though?
In the airplane over the sea?
Okay, the airplane over the sea.
It's
I'll
like-
probably end up listening to it and probably feel something similar.
Yeah, it's like you ever listen to or watch the Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story?
Oh, yeah.
The one scene of the movie where he's just singing that abstract like fucking song. I'm like,
yeah,
what are
yeah.
you talking about? That's what it sounds. That's the feeling that I got listening to this record. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about,
Yeah.
man? Stop it.
It's like basically you call bullshit, right?
Yeah, like you.
At some point you call bullshit and you're like, I don't think this means anything.
I think, well, not even that this doesn't mean anything, again, because like John Lennon did that. He wrote a lot of shit that didn't mean anything to fuck with people's heads.
Yeah.
But he made it sound poetic and good. You're just talking about semen to try and be like John Lennon. That's what you're doing.
You're just trying to talk about semen.
I'm talking
to
about
sound like John Lennon.
I want to talk. I want to make this song abstractly sexual, but
Yes.
I don't know how.
I don't know how to do it. Right.
Just mention jizz.
Let me
It's a
let me
shortcut.
watch this performance art compilation until I hit on something.
Right. Exactly. That's what that record's like. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with medicine. Just felt I needed to address the semen in the room.
Let's all talk about the semen in the room, can we? Can we talk about the semen in the room? I'm dying to talk about the semen in the room, guys.
Can we just please?
be discussing me, you better do it to me face, laddie. Me and me other seaman buddies.
Oh shit, that's right. There's like 4 pirates in the corner.
Do you remember the Dreamcast game Seaman?
Yes. Oh, what a weird
What
concept.
a weird thing.
Seaman.
I never played it.
Seaman.
But what's the
featuring
idea?
Leonard Nimoy
I
for
have
some reason.
seen it played.
So what's the idea that you would talk to him and he would become your friend?
Well, you would raise him. He was like a virtual pet,
Right.
Like a Tamagotchi or some shit,
Right, but like, did you speak to him? That's what I thought I remembered.
He would ask you questions, and you would use the Dreamcast microphone to answer yes or no.
Did they actually?
And that would-
yes or no?
Yeah, and that would build your, I guess, relationship. And they would always go into like these weirdly philosophical questions about like solipsism and the meaning of life, and like do you think there's such a thing as a true good? It wasn't Leonard Nimoy. It was George Takei.
Oh, was it George
Yeah.
Takei? Okay.
Wait, was he the voice of the fish?
Yeah.
Really?
Really weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my friend Mitch told
Leonard
me.
Nimoy narrated it.
Yeah. That's it. I was saying I thought Nimoy was in there.
So weird.
My friend Mitchell told me that this is going to sound really horrible.
Oh yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it, this animal you raise is a fish with a human face
Yeah,
it's
that
like
talks
a
to you.
bass with a weird white boy
Disgusting.
face.
Yeah.
at the end of
A
it.
Japanese face.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I
the
thought it was
face
a
of a
white guy.
Japanese dude who just like dispassionately talks to you about philosophy. It's
Right.
fucking weird.
My friend Mitch told me that his father was a drug addict. So he told me like after his dad got home from a bender and like blew up the family dynamic, he like as an apology, like he's like, "Oh, hey Mitch, I bought you this game." And semen. He's like,
But
clear.
Dad,
He's like,
Dad, you just made everything so much worse.
He's just like his dad was clearly half stoned, and he's like, "Here he goes. I just bought you this game."
I brought you semen.
He's like, and he's like, "Wow, thanks, Dad."
Thanks. This continues to fuck with my idea of normal. Thanks, Dad.
It was just so funny because he's like, when he relayed that story to me, he was just like, the way he told it was so funny. He's like, my fucking doped out father comes in the room, and he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I got you this." It's semen. He had
The weirdest game of an entire console.
and he's like, "Thanks."
probably the weirdest game of an entire 5 years.
So stupid. Like, what a weird. Why did
Oh,
they
heck
make
off.
that? And why did they get Leonard Nimoy to be in it?
I just can't imagine.
I mean, hey, money, man.
There's a
Sure.
reason
It's a
the Dream-
paycheck.
There's a reason the Dreamcast failed.
Yes, semen.
Semen.
Too much semen.
All right, sorry, didn't mean to get off on a semen tangent.
So anyway,
Yeah, no, that's good. So let's take a break here, and we'll be back
medicine.
in a minute.
For medicine?
medicine?
No, it wasn't medicine.
No,
we did that
medicine?
once. Health.
Yes, let's take. Yeah, whatever.
Fuck it. Sure.
Let's take a break. We'll come back with the recommendations we have for this episode and what we learned and smoking. And
Bringing her back there.
so
and
much sparrow.
Sparrow.
Yeah, we're back.
yes, we are.
We certainly are.
Some of us are.
Sorry. Watching the news.
Yeah, it's election night. It's
I was
election night.
excited. I want to be elected.
Erection night.
I'm actually very curious what's going on in the Austin Town trustees race.
Oh, I don't know. I don't
fucking know.
Part of that. Youngstown City, son.
That's what I voted on. The
Yeah.
Austin Town trustees.
We got to vote for the library.
Yeah, we voted for that too.
Yeah, the library.
Library renewal. We got to vote for
Obvious, yes.
Youngstown School Board and Judge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Judge.
Yeah.
I just didn't vote for the school
Wait a
board.
minute.
Oh yeah, I voted for that guy who I saw on the news. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, it's erection night. There's plenty of erections going on all across
true.
the country.
I mean, there's erections everywhere.
Yeah.
You can tell me about it.
I mean, it'd be great if we could get a real erection count.
Erection night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just erection polls.
Get it?
Sorry, I got nothing. It's time to wrap this bad boy up here.
It is time.
Yeah.
It is time to talk about our recommendations.
Yeah.
So, Ben, how about Chris's recommendation?
Oh shit, son! Oh fuck!
The verbal deeks.
Deke.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
I have 2 erections tonight.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Recommendations, excuse me. I have 2 recommendations tonight. The first of which is an album, but more specifically, it is a version, a specific version of this album that I want you to listen to.
Okay.
The album that I'm going to recommend is the Beatles' White Album, but I want you to listen to the 2018 50th, if you can believe it, 50th anniversary
Shut up.
mix of the White Album. As
50 years?
As done by George Martin's son. The 2018 mix. which is I was shocked when I went through and listened to it, how modern and clear they were able to make this record.
I think I remember seeing video of them working on this remaster.
Yeah, it's George Martin's son,
Yeah.
basically, and somebody else, I can't remember who at the moment. But yeah, they did
Skrillex.
Was not one of
Dr. Dre.
Was not one of Lennon's sons involved in the remaster?
I don't know the answer to that. I'll have to look.
I'm trying. It might have been a different thing. But that's what I'm thinking of.
So like this, they managed to make this record sound like it came out yesterday.
Now,
Which is crazy.
did they remember to include the cover art this time?
They did actually. Now that you mention it, they did. So on the original vinyl pressing of the White Album, you might remember if you opened up because it was a large double LP. Yeah. Actually, it's a quadruple LP. When you opened it up, it was. It showed the faces of the 4 Beatles on the inside sleeve, kind of like Let It Be style with all 4 of them, but they're all looking at the camera. That is the cover art for the
Okay.
2018 version.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. Arranged in a sort of a
Square pattern.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it is amazing to me that audio technology has come so far that they can make this record sound brand new.
See, this is a thing that we will not be able to do in the future because when you,
don't think?
because when you capture analog, when you record stuff to analog, you have essentially an infinite resolution of like audio quality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With digital capture, you are limited
To what you can do.
to
with
what you actually got.
it. Right.
So you can take, like old film and make a fucking 4K release of an old movie. Because you just have to like take that film and project it through to a sufficient resolution where you get all that 4K video.
Yeah.
Because the resolution is like incredibly tiny.
Fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I read something that was like old 38 millimeter film in the 20s was capable of producing a 6K image.
Yeah, right.
They just couldn't.
Jesus
They just
Christ.
couldn't display it.
Well, that's
They didn't have the
exactly what
technology
I'm talking
to
about.
show it to you that way.
Right.
That's just crazy.
That's what I'm talking about. Is like because it's physical film.
Yeah.
And like down to like whatever the atomic scale
Yeah,
of
the
like
most
what happens
minute, right.
when light hits a thing, like the amount of resolution that is there is so much more than what we ever were able to
Right.
capitalize on. Digital's not like that.
No, it's not.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it's a finite resolution.
it's automatically limited to what you know what I mean.
So you're not going to get stuff made, and recorded to digital that's going to
Yeah.
be better. You're not going to get, for example, or you might, some of our digital video, like the Star Wars prequels, for example, or something like that, where they were shot digital. There were some of the earlier digital ones. You're not going to get a version of that that's more high quality than what we were able to see at the time.
Right.
Sorry, I'm like totally taking.
No,
this away
you're
from
okay.
you.
No, you're fine.
But it's very interesting to me.
It is. I guess they didn't realize that, but you're right.
Yeah.
It's just
It's only the analog
It's
shit.
only the analog shit that you could do that with. But I was just amazed when I listened to the rescan of it. I've listened to it twice now, all the way through again, and I've listened to the White Album 1,000 times. So
Yeah.
like a lot of Beatles fans, I feel like I can speak with some kind of knowledge on
I'm
this.
something of a Beatles fan.
I'm something of a Beatles fan myself. No, it's incredible how they managed to crisp up the audio and remix it in such a way that you can hear things that you didn't pick up before, and they sound like they were recorded on modern equipment.
Yeah.
Like it's incredible how clear they were able to get everything.
Yeah.
And how new that record was able to sound to me.
Yeah,
So,
every time a new remaster of something like that comes out, it is
Yeah.
really kind of it's a mind blowing.
well, and now that we're rolling around to like the 50th anniversary of Beatles records, which is insane to think about. It's really something that's worth listening to. They recently did the Abbey Road one too,
yeah,
which I'm going to have to listen to. And then the year before they did the Sgt. Pepper in like a full like major release, and I haven't actually listened to that one all the way through again. But you should really, if you never listened to the White Album, first of all, come on, like what you never listened to the White Album?
Never listened.
man.
I've never been that
Big
into the
Beatles
Beatles
fan. Oh man. I know, but the White Album, man, it's great. It's really odd in the sense that there's like no singles on that record.
The thing is, for someone who doesn't listen to a lot of Beatles, I think I would totally not recommend the White Album first.
Oh, really?
No, No, as a first Beatles album.
Okay, maybe.
I mean, it's like such like you kind
There's no single.
Yeah,
There's
right.
no-
There isn't, and you got to earn some faith first
Right.
before you like because the Beatles like at that point were like they had enough credibility to throw their weirdest ideas into an album and still get away with it.
Yeah, the Beatles, I think, have a large catalog that doesn't sound like itself, which is really cool. And I think nowhere is that more apparent than on the White Album.
Yeah.
Every song is wildly different on that record.
Yeah, it doesn't have a theme music.
Yeah, they all kind of independently got to work on their own shit. It's also the first time that Ringo Starr got his own song on a Beatles record that was good enough to actually like
That
put
wasn't
on.
Rocky Raccoon, was it?
No, that's Paul McCartney. It was
why do I always
Don't
think
Pass Me
that?
By. Was
Oh.
Don't Pass Me By, Don't Make Me Cry, don't Yeah, that was Ringo's first Beatles composition.
And then he followed that up with
Octopus's Garden, which is also good. Don't shit on Octopus's Garden. I love that song.
no, it's not bad. It's just weird.
It's weird. Yeah. There's a story behind that actually. But yeah, it's a wild album. There's no the closest two songs on that record that might be singles in another lifetime in another universe would be like While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Oh,
and
yeah.
maybe Blackbird, maybe. But they're not. But it's an album full of not singles. It's an album full of deep album cuts.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like they're not. They're certainly not.
You get some weird.
Those songs are well known.
Yeah,
but they're not.
a
single.
They're not a single. They're not.
Something
It's
you
not a
jammed.
hit.
You don't jam to that with your windows down. Exactly. You enjoy it in a different way.
Exactly right.
I'm gonna have to do a deep dive into some Beatles sometime soon.
Yeah, the White Album is a tricky one, but there is some really good highlights. George Harrison has two really strong tracks on that record. While My Guitar Gently Weeps is one, which
Helter
is
Skelter's on that one too.
Helter
right?
Skelter is on that record. Yeah, the hard rock. The Beatles did a fucking hard rock thing.
Yeah,
and it's dope.
Oh, yeah,
it's really
exactly.
cool.
Also, again, not a single.
Not a single.
but like an incredibly powerful song.
Yeah, it's wild, man. There's some cool album. While My Guitar Gently Weeps might be one of the greatest song
So good.
titles ever.
Yeah.
Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey. John Lennon. Happiness is a warm gun. Weird, really wild kind of shit.
You know where that title came from?
I don't.
It was an ad for a gun.
Really?
He saw it in a magazine, and it blew his mind because he went, "Oh my god, a warm gun means you shot something."
Right.
and it blew his mind, so he used it as a.
As a lyric, right. Incidentally, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, George Harrison wanted to write a song off of the first thing that he read in a book that he would pick at random. So he was at his mother's house and he picked a book off the shelf at random, and the first thing that he saw when he opened the page was the phrase "gently weeps," and it was from a William Butler Yeats poem.
William Butler
Yeats. It was like a Yeats poem, and it was like a famous one at that, and it was just something about something
gently weeping.
Something Gently Weeps, right. So he wrote that song based on that. Really cool. So listen to that. It's if you're a fan of the Beatles at all, it is really, truly, honestly worth a re-listen because it just sounds so brand new.
Yeah.
Second recommendation, really quick. It is the heart of college football season. Actually, there's some big games coming on next week. The biggest game, maybe, of the whole season so far. Number one LSU and number two Alabama.
Oh, really?
Ooh, are meeting in the middle of the week. That's going to be huge. So check that out. But I wanted to take this opportunity to point out that college football has really great traditions.
Yes.
That's part of the fun of college football.
Yes, it does.
And there's the newest college football tradition is also maybe the coolest or one of the coolest.
What's that?
So this is like the fourth year that it's been taking place. At every home game that's played at Iowa at Kinnick Stadium for the Iowa Hawkeyes, there's a brand new children's hospital that's there that overlooks Kinnick Stadium. And at the end of the first quarter, during every home game, the entire crowd, both benches, both sidelines, stop, turn to the children's hospital, and wave to the kids in the window.
Oh,
which is the coolest thing ever.
That's incredible.
It's just 75,000 people turning and waving and a bunch of kids waving back from the children's hospital. Because it like perfectly overlooks Kinnick Stadium where they can see the whole game.
Oh my God.
So yeah, they stop and wave. I'm actually getting a little choky talking about it. Because
That's really sweet.
The story was that the coach, his daughter, had a baby that was born way too premature. at that hospital, and died like 2 days later, and they wanted to do something for that children's hospital for all the help and support that they gave them. So they donated an entire wing dedicated to neonatal care of the hospital. They donated a lot of money. And then they just started the tradition. Somebody suggested it on social media, like, hey, why not do this since, they donated the money.
That's a great idea.
And it took off. Yeah, and it's like really kind of heartwarming and warm and just,
anything that's actually truly for the kids.
Yeah, right.
It's always very heartwarming.
And if you're the only way that you couldn't like this is if you're not human somehow. So like, just
Who
go.
is anti-waving at children friendly?
Right, yeah. So like, go on YouTube and just, or like the next Iowa home game, tune in, or if you don't want to do that, go on YouTube and just watch them waving at the kids because it's really cool.
Yeah. Iowa, you said?
Iowa Hawkeyes, yeah.
Yeah, the Iowa Hawkeyes.
If you go on YouTube and type in Iowa Wave, I'm sure you'll get everything you need to see. But they do it now. It's just a thing they do at every home game. They've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years now. Really cool.
Very sweet. Ben, what do you got?
My recommendation is a video game.
So is mine, actually.
It's a game I just beat. Took maybe just shy of 8 hours.
Super Mario Brothers 2.
Game of the year, baby.
It's not an especially long game. It's not especially difficult 100% either. There's a little bonus ending you can unlock if you bother to go through and find all of the playing cards that are scattered around and bring them to a certain place. But the game in question is called The Sexy Brutale.
Oh, shit.
It is
All right.
which is the name of the mansion / casino in which the game takes place. You awake in the midst of a masquerade party.
Okay.
As a man named Lafcadio Boone.
Okay.
This gets curiouser and curiouser.
There's a masquerade party going on at the Sexy Brutale, and so you have a mask. You are tasked with the unenviable duty of preventing the murders of all the guests.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
You will... I almost want to say it's like a whodunit murder mystery, except you can see right away who's doing it.
Okay.
The staff is doing this. The staff is going around killing all of the guests. And so the first death you see, you'll have to see the death in order to get like how it happened, what leads up to it, and if you don't prevent it, you can restart the day from 12 noon. So you have to kind of go back and keep track of everyone's movements, which they're unchanged through each loop of the day. So you kind of have to plot everyone's movements and then be like, okay, here's how this person dies. How can I prevent it?
Oh my god.
And then it's almost Metroidvania-like in a way too, because when you save guests, you'll gain their powers, their special abilities.
Oh, okay.
So like you save the first guy, you get his mask, and it lets you do such and such.
Okay.
That's cool.
And that that in turn unlocks deeper areas of the mansion.
This sounds fun, Ben.
It
sounds like the right kind of frustrating.
Yeah, right.
Does that make sense?
It's not even that frustrating. It's really just kind of, if you explore enough, the pieces fall into place and you're like, okay, this is what I got to do. This is exactly where I need to be and what I need to do at this time.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, there's the playing cards and everything. There's plenty of secrets to be discovered. And the story itself is a real, without giving too much away, it's a real mind bender.
Okay.
So
like, it's not just doing all this. There is a story that emerges as you go through.
Yes. Not only do you have to, because like again, you already know who's doing the murders.
Right.
You already see these murders taking place. The big question is why? Why is this happening? And why are you able to? The other thing is while you're investigating, witnessing these things, you have to stay hidden.
Okay.
If you're in the same room as someone else, the whole screen turns dark. Their mask slowly starts rising off their head, and then it'll chase after you.
Oh shit!
So
Wait, what?
There's a little bit of like supernatural kind of occult stuff going on there. At least that's what it seems like at first.
Is this game new or is it?
I've heard the name of this before, so it can't be
Sexy
that
Brutal.
new.
It's not that
Couple
new.
years, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gooba Gaba, one of us.
Oh, excuse me.
Bo, stop sniffing my dick, dude. She knows out of my dick, homie.
no, he's a professional dick sniffer.
No, I know that. That's okay. Just like not on mic, man.
But it goes through a lot of different, like, it's charming. It's got a great soundtrack. It's stylistically really great. And then out of nowhere, it starts getting like disturbing here and there.
Okay.
Some of the murders are like genuinely pretty like gruesome. But I got it with this past Halloween sale on Steam. I think I got it for like, I don't know, $7 or $8 or something.
Okay.
And like I said, you can beat it pretty quick, like sub 10 hours.
Do you remember how much that was off? Like what the normal price is?
I don't remember offhand.
I'm curious because I do want to try this game actually.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
The ending, like the way the story wraps up, like blew my mind. And then there's a bonus ending you can unlock if you do the right things.
Oh shit!
And that is, well, you'll see.
That's cool.
But yeah, the Sexy Brutal.
Okay,
What's
$7
stupid
or
name?
$8.
Yeah,
Well, it was on sale at $7.
I'll find it. Yeah, don't worry.
yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's about what I paid
I always
for it.
I always recommend people check out Cheap Shark before they buy
Yeah, right.
anything.
Or G2G is another really good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on my wish list right now.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I really enjoy myself. Like I had just gotten Battlefield and I was like, I should jump in and play more free for all, but I really can't put Sexy Brutal down. I gotta know where this goes.
It's such a dumb name for what sounds like such a cool game.
There's an in-universe explanation for why the mansion is named that, and it's pretty funny.
Okay.
I forgot my Steve Davis Thick Dixon.
I mean,
Is it with 2 C's?
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
absolutely.
it won't spoil anything to say. It's just that
What is he eating? What is he doing?
I think it's just his fingers.
He's just Nixon putting his own fingers into his mouth.
Yeah, because I can't see anything in his hand, or it got photoshopped out.
no, it won't spoil
Amazing.
anything to say. But the owner of the mansion, the Marquis,
Yeah.
the one who organizes all these fancy masquerade balls and everything, picked the name for the mansion / casino because he thought it sounded adventurous and dangerous and
He's right. He's correct.
the Sexy Brutal.
It does. It sounds a little bit dangerous.
Brutal was a word he had to make up because it's not a word.
right.
Just put an E on the end of brutal.
It sounds like it should be a word.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, the Sexy Brutal. It's really good.
I want to play that.
Really
game.
very good.
I'm looking at pictures of it. Is it played like top down style?
Yeah, it's like an isometric kind of top down ish.
isometric exercise.
Yeah, so like you can't be seen, so you have to peek through doors to kind of observe events from afar a lot of the time.
Okay.
Or hide in wardrobes.
Nice.
A la Amnesia or some.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah, that's the theme song.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I'm on my wish list.
Yeah, I want
right.
that too.
That sounds fun.
I also have a video game recommendation, which you probably already know what it is.
Video game.
Drogsy.
Jogsy.
Do I?
Well, you will as soon as I say it. So this Steam
Super
sale,
Mario Brothers 2.
Game of the Year. I bought My Friend Pedro,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
which is so fucking fun. Do you know what it
I
is,
have
Chris?
no idea what it is.
So my friend Pedro, I think I shared this with you guys both a while
Got to
back.
go to the banana dimension.
Yeah, right. So it's a game in which you are a dude with who has an imaginary friend named Pedro who is a banana.
A banana with a face on it.
A little face drawn on it, and Pedro encourages you to kill. Basically, you wake up after having been knocked unconscious.
Okay.
And you're in what is a butcher shop essentially?
Yeah, you're in like a meat market
Yeah,
waiting to be
yeah.
chopped up and
Right. And the people that run the meat factory grind up gross animals and people they don't like and stuff and sell it as meat.
people are gross animals.
So this is where you start blowing everyone away. It's basically a platform shoot 'em up game, which also has a bullet time mechanic, and it has a It has a dual aim mechanic.
You had me at bullet time.
Yeah,
Always with bullet time.
you have a pistol in each hand, and you can like aim.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so you aim at one guy, hold left trigger, and then you can aim at another guy, and it'll lock that first guy. And then when you start firing, you're shooting both of them at the same time.
My friend
Pedro.
You're like doing somersaults and flips all over the
Yeah,
fucking
you can
place.
do wall flips, you could do rolls, you do dodges where you can just literally spin and not get shot with a bullet.
What are you telling me? I can dodge bullets?
No.
No Neo.
No, yeah, so
No, Neo, you can't do that.
don't try.
You'll end up dead on the ground.
No, the game is really cool, and also it has a great sense of humor.
Yeah,
Oh, this is the thing you were looking at video of the other day, isn't it?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
This looks fucking rad.
This game is so cool.
yeah.
So all
Yeah.
kinds of fun wall flips, and you get tons of different weapon options.
Everything that Brink promised us.
And you,
It's
right.
and it's very funny. Like basically the third, like world of the game, you go down into the sewers where all the video gamers live now. Like all the hardcore
Video
gamers.
games are illegal in the future.
Yeah, so like there's just like video game machines everywhere, and like dudes dressed up in like D&D stuff, like they with like helmets and swords and shit. It's like all like tabletop and like arcade gamers. It's like real silly.
I love a game studio that knows what gamers like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're very funny.
Very simple taste
And-
that gamers have.
And you have to go to the banana dimension.
And you go to the banana. That's part of the thing. Is at one point you go to Pedro's banana dimension where he lives, where you like when you stop looking at him or when you can't see him, he goes to this place, and you have to help him by killing all the haters that have invaded. So there's haters that just say things like, like you're no good, you're stupid. Like you just have to fight the haters. It's so dumb and weird and fun.
That sounds like fucking.
And the thing is, I beat the game and I still want to play it again because
There's something to be said for that, man.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one of these games where
Yeah.
getting through it is part of the joy, but the real joy is when you get to a level where you can string these combos that
Yeah.
go longer and longer.
Yeah.
So you haven't missed a beat. You've flown through, killed these two guys, bounced off a wall, up here, killed these two guys off this way, and chaining those attacks
Yeah.
together becomes satisfying and gains you a lot of points.
The other day, I caught myself thinking about playing Hotline Miami again,
Yeah.
even though I've beaten both of them soundly,
Mm-hmm.
and also Witcher 3 for the same reason. I've poured more time into Witcher 3 than I do with almost any other video game.
I promise you
ever.
one day I'm going to play that game.
And
Yeah, me too.
I caught myself thinking the other day about like, man, I want to play Witcher. I want to
Yeah.
be Geralt again. That game was perfect.
There's a strong chance that I'm going to play The Witcher 3 and that it will come at the cost of skipping Witcher 1 and 2.
That's okay. I can fill you in on stuff.
Yeah.
I consider myself an expert in those games.
Yeah.
Lore wise,
think-
not the books so much. I've never read the books.
Yeah. But I will probably do that to get into the Witcher universe, at the most recent entry makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Can I throw out? Are you good with your recommendation?
No, yeah, that's it. My friend Pedro. It's like maybe $20.
It is. It's 1999. I just.
It's
yeah.
it's
Groovy.
absolutely worth it. Super fun.
Can I throw out a recommendation that I think you both are going to second with me?
Okay, what's up?
We
Oh, fuck! I clicked the wrong end of the pen.
all right.
I just stabbed myself with a pen.
Nice,
Fuck.
nice.
Welcome to Club Tetanus.
Woo!
Anyway.
No, I had a couple people over for dinner. I had Aubrey over and
Yeah.
Dan over last night,
Yeah.
and we were just looking for something to watch in the meantime while we were eating dinner.
Yeah.
and I put on Gangs of New York again,
Fucking A.
and I just wanted like
Aubrey told me she mentioned wanting to watch it.
it's
Yes.
worth a watch, man. It's
You've seen it, right?
I've seen it like 5
I was
times.
gonna say,
yeah,
we've talked
a
about
lot,
this.
a lot. Yeah, it's one of Trisha's favorite movies. It's one of my favorite movies. I've seen it a lot. I never get tired of watching that flick.
Anything Daniel Day.
Anything Daniel Day-Lewis, I told them like Daniel Day-Lewis comes out of the woodwork once every 8 years to win an Oscar, and then it just returns to like whatever it is
Like
he does.
presumably drinking scotch that costs
That's
$1,000
right,
a
exactly,
glass.
and just staring at his Oscars all day long.
It's usually, I think it's something insane, like he'll be just living in a small hut in the desert to prepare for the next role. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
he's
you imagine Lawrence of Arabia starring Daniel Day-Lewis?
He's a method man.
He is. He's Method Man from the Wu-Tang Clan. He'd be hectic and gunning for that headpiece, protect it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, 2 tears in the bucket. I'm sorry. He's fucking incredible, dude. Bill the Butcher's one of the greatest movie villains ever.
Oh, yeah.
And
He
don't
is
at me.
really good.
I will argue with you. He is incredible in that
really
role.
is.
Daniel Day-Lewis is such an insane method actor that, okay, part of Bill the Butcher's characterization is that he has one eye that he carved out himself.
Yeah.
As penance for
something.
something. We won't spoil it.
You're right.
So now he has a glass.
So he has a glass eye with the American bald eagle on it, which is obviously like a phony. Like it's in a lot of scenes it's digitally added for the movie. But one of the things that he learned how to do for this film on his own real live fleshy eye is tap it with a knife. So when there's a scene in the movie where he taps his glass eye with a knife, it's not a real glass eye. It's really his eye that they just digitally put that thing over top of.
Yeah.
He practiced tapping his knife, tapping his eye, the point of a knife
point of this knife.
That's insane.
onto his eye. He practiced that.
That's insane.
just for one scene.
That's insane.
It's nuts.
And it's a scene in which Bill does it solely to make a point.
Yes.
Right.
What's his name? Mr. Tammany Hall. He says, "You don't know what you've done to yourself." Tink, 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 tink.
I know exactly what I've done to myself. Right. Yeah. And he just, if you don't think, if that's not enough to make you go, oh, wow.
I gotta see
I
that movie.
I gotta see that movie, then I can't talk to you. Because it's just like that.
No, seriously.
We got to the scene where he I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a scene where someone tries to attack him and he is injured, but he gets in this guy's face, and it's one of the most intense things I've ever seen on cinema.
Oh my
God.
It's just terrifying. The guy is just impeccable.
Incredible villain.
Just impeccable in this movie, and it's worth a watch. You should watch Gangs of New York. It's one of Scorsese's movies, one that doesn't get talked about enough because it's really good.
Can I just say, I can't wait till The Irishman is available.
I know. I
cannot
can't
wait.
either.
We should watch it
Watching
together,
that.
right?
We should.
You guys want
Yes.
to watch that together?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, save it.
We will.
That movie is going to be so. I love Scorsese. I'm never disappointed.
When we go upstairs tonight, we also got to watch that Frankenstein's Monster Frankenstein and get Christy to watch it with us.
Okay, how long is it?
It's like half an hour.
I'll watch it
If
if you
that.
will.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll watch it if you will.
David Harbour doing a documentary on his father, David Harbour.
That's funny.
His sordid past as an actor.
Well, then let's wrap this bad boy up. We're
let's
right after 2 hours. We're
Well, that's
right
the
on,
thing.
right on the money.
We had we got a really short intro. We had a kind of not like a normal, but like a normal topic. So
yeah.
fuck it. Just
and then
throw
a
some extra
little bit
shit out.
longer recommendations than normal. which is
Whatever.
fine.
We just sort it out to
yeah, that's right about the right time.
get us at
Yeah.
normal time. So
What'd you guys learn?
oh no, I learned that time and ointment heal most wounds.
True.
I learned that potatoes have huge dicks.
I learned that Dad doesn't know how to use a cattle prod.
I learned that Sleepy Dave's an asshole.
Oh, such an asshole.
I learned that Queen wrote a song about Chris specifically.
I learned that you can eat a soup to forget decades of abuse.
I wrote down, can we talk about the semen in the room?
I wrote down extreme dentistry, viable business?
Yeah.
I wrote fat guy problems are real.
Yes, they are.
They are.
I wrote here, life is permanent damage. That's not funny. I just learned that.
That's just the truth.
I legitimately learned that.
yeah.
I wrote down fucking kids.
I wrote I'd rather have no teeth than spend $500.
Amen to that. The last thing I wrote here isn't really something I learned, but it was just funny. So I wrote down, you can lay some pipe with that potato dick.
You really lay some pipe with that potato dick. I mean, it's thick. I mean, need I refer you to the drawing again?
Yeah.
It's almost as low as his feet.
It's
his
a
potato
it's,
feet.
It's a fat,
It is. It's
and uncircumcised potato dick.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely uncircumcised.
Yeah, I mean that's the Cadillac of potato dicks.
It
right
sure
there.
is. It's almost down to his potato feetsies.
I also wrote
And it's
down.
as thick as his potato legsies.
I also wrote down nothing heals a family like Seaman.
God, what a weird yeah.
What a weird
So
gift
weird.
from a drug addict.
I wrote, speaking of semen, the Chris Brady story.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
And lastly, I wrote down so much spurum.
Spurum.
I have one more, which is, you're just talking about semen to sound like John Lennon. That's a really weird thing to say.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like,
I mean, kind
Yeah.
of.
you're just trying to be
Yeah.
abstract for the
Yeah.
sake of being
You're trying to
abstract.
be John Lennon in a very un-John Lennon way.
Because you heard like John Lennon do that years ago, and you're like, oh man, people would think I'm deep.
What a visionary.
This jizz-related song is My Glass Onion.
Right. So like, meanwhile, John Lennon was just high on acid all the time, and he wrote most of that shit to fuck with people. Like,
Right. Well, that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Das it.
Dosh Arsch.
All in German. Das it.
So anyway, thanks for listening. We will be back in probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, or whenever. I don't know.
Whatever
Maybe.
it is. We're getting towards the end of the year.
Maybe, baby,
Yeah. We probably
I'll
got-
have you.
We probably have maybe 3 more episodes, maybe
Maybe.
2 until we do the next
Yeah, the big
stuff.
one. Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll see you next time with Chris's episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless we have like a guest who really wants to do something, which,
That might happen.
maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, I'll have to figure. I actually know what I want to do next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, smoking and drinking.
Smoking and drinking!
A Smorpin' and Dorpin'
Have a beer,
Megasode.
jack off, and go to bed.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
The Three Dudes Promise.
Drink a
And
beer.
that's
Jack
the Three Dudes Promise.
Suck on my dick, and then my nutsack.
Suck on my dick and then suck also my balls.
Suck on them both. Suck them both at the same time.
Let's end this
That's
thing.
it. Let's get out of here.
Power. That's why he's in the shower.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Adios.